Trevor Kettle and the man who also took charge of that playoff defeat to Oldham back in May. The toss is taking place as we speak. Carlisle have won that toss. Are they going to turn York City round as Solihull did the other day? I imagine they probably won't, because they, as things stand, and they haven't, it means they'll be able to kick towards their own supporters in the second half, as so too will York City. This is a cracking atmosphere, Mikey, and it's all set up to be a cracking match.
Oh yeah, the atmosphere is absolutely fantastic. I've got the hairs on the neck, and these are the games that you want to be part of, you know, big games under the lights. This is like a League One fixture, isn't it? Or it should be.
Certainly is. Ollie Banks makes his way onto that York City dugout down beneath us. They have moved the electronic advertising hoardings from inside the dugouts, the technical areas, as they have been for the last two matches. No idea why it's taken them until now, but they have now disappeared at the request of the York City manager, Stuart Maynard. York City get ready to get this game underway, kicking from left to right, so towards the Carlisle fans, packed in behind the goal and in the West Stand overflow at the far side of the ground. Alex Hunt is over the ball. The referee checks his watches. The York City fans continue to get behind their side. The whistle is blown and the game's underway. Back to Boateng. He immediately spreads it out to this right-hand side, looking for Joe Felix. Headed away, though, by Murray. Picked up by Hunt. He gives it now to Felix. Back to Malachi Fagan-Walker on halfway. He's been closed down by Luke Armstrong, who still has the ponytail, the long blonde hair, the former Harrogate Town man. I think I'm right in saying a couple of years ago, virtually down tools at Harrogate Town, thought he was getting the big money move to Wrexham. That fell through and then was out of the picture, and eventually got his move to Carlisle United, but now he's back in the National League. Maybe should have stayed at Harrogate Town at the time. You never know what the grass isn't always greener, Mikey.
No, that's it. But you know, when Wrexham come calling, you know, see them stars in the sky, don't you?
Linney gets his first touch, tries taking on Fagan at Walcott, but Malachi gets the better of him. That was the big cheer from the York City fans. That's a nice ball to Newby. Tries to feed it out to the left-hand side. Intercepted. Then a tackle comes in from Sinclair, but he's second best in that tackle, and the away side have it with McAdam. Back into midfield to Gillian. Tackle then comes in on Ellis, but they've still worked it well of Carlisle. They've got around the back on that right-hand side. Luke Armstrong takes on the shot from a tightish angle into the side netting. Took it on first time. Callum Howe thought he was offside.
Yeah, that was good movement from Armstrong. You could see that he just played on the outside shoulder of Callum Howe and between Kitchen. But the timing of the run was really good. Should have just gone across goal there. Don't know why he went near post.
What's going on here? City have a goal kick, and Howe is taking it and playing it across the 6-yard box to Harrison Mail. That's the first time I've noticed that this season. Why would they do that, Mikey?
So it's something that they like to do when in a back three, how they shift to a back four using the goalkeeper. Seen it with a number of clubs across the leagues. I'm not a massive fan of it. You know, I just think it can be quite risky. I'm a little bit old school, trying to keep my keeper in that central area, but it's just trying to draw them out so they can get more space going forward.
Long ball downfield, it was overhit and goes straight through to Breeze in the goal for Carlisle. If there was a breeze, his hair would be blowing in the breeze, because he's got a bit of a mullet going on as the Carlisle goalkeeper this evening. And that's a nice ball across to Linney once more, but he gives away possession. Hunt wins it back for York City. Gray gets his first touch, skips away from his man in midfield, then tries to feed it through to Ollie Pearce. Pearce gets there and stays onside, but he's forced wide right. He tries to feed it through into the centre, intercepted at the back by Carlisle, put into touch. First time York City have really come over halfway. And Stuart Maynard, while the ball's down the other end of the field, is having a word with Harrison Maley's goalkeeper, because he spotted something then when he had the ball, I think. And now what's happened here? He's given a foul. The throw-in was taken and the tackle came in on Gray on this near side touchline, and the referee is blown. This is the first chance for York City to get the ball into that Carlisle penalty area. Took me off that. I didn't see what happened. It was immediately from the throw-in.
Well, I got caught because there was 2 balls on the pitch, so I thought that he blew for that originally, so I missed the foul.
Oh, well, look, see what happens. So Felix took it, gave it back to Hunt. Hunt played it down the line, then he just comes straight through the back of him.
Did you see the 2 balls on the pitch?
Yeah.
That's what I thought he'd stop for.
So free kick to York, right on this right-hand side touchline that Hunt's going to swing in, level with the edge of the penalty area. Everyone else lines up in that penalty box. Carlisle got everyone back defending this.
If he just goes near post here with plenty of pace.
And that's what he does, bounces, shinned away from the edge of the penalty area. And it's going to be lobbed back in. Is it by Boateng? No, he sends it out to the far side instead to Kitchen. No one follows him over there, so Kitchen, unopposed, can put a cross into the box. In it comes now. Howe wins the header. Not a great one, though. Doesn't get any height or distance on it. Just lobs up in the air. And Carlisle slow to clear. Felix nicks in. And the near post. Tapping back. Did he take the lead? He went across goal. And Fagan Walcott. He's there for the tap-in from 3 yards. Terrible marking from Carlisle. They went completely to sleep. No one got Joe Felix on his right-hand side. He put the ball in, the flick on came in, and there was Fagan Walcott on the volley, 3 yards from goal to give York City the early lead. York City 1, Carlisle United 0.
Get in there, great start. Like you just mentioned there, just got caught up there on who was taking the ball, and Felix read it first, played a great ball in, but a great little glancing header from Pearce that kept it alive. And then Malachi just coming in and finishing. What a start.
You're right, the header from Pearce is lovely.
Oh, the thing is, we're striker in that position. He knows where he wants the ball to go. He knows he can't get the connection to go on goal, but he just keeps it alive for somebody to come in at the back post. Really bright play from Pearce, but fantastic from Felix down here, reacting a bit quicker and keeping the game alive.
His second goal of the season, Malachi. Fagan Walcott, decent goal-scoring record for him now. That's 8 goals in 51 appearances from centre-back, which I think you would take from anyone who's playing as a centre-half. Can you still call him a centre-half if there's 3 of them? A centre-third?
I don't know what you call him, actually. There'll be some new name out there from now, won't there?
They will, at BBC York Sport, if you've got a better suggestion. 81333 on the text. Start your message with the word York. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Ball's cleared by York City into touch. Goes down the gangway beneath us here, and we have to wait for the steward to throw it back, which he does, and gives it to Sam Murray. Released by Manchester United in the summer, now plying his trade up at Brunton Park. Across the back they have it with Mugabe. It's an unfortunate name, if ever there was one, isn't it, really? The centre-back, Beres Mugabe. Into midfield it goes. Good tackle comes in by Hunt. Harrison Mail has to go across to stop it going out for a corner, and he gives it on that left-hand side to Kitchen. He sends it forward. Pearce can't do much with it, and it's going to fall kindly for Boateng. He now gives it to the goal scorer Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott across to Felix. Felix back once more to Fagan Walcott. Infield to Hunt. Forward. Cut out at the back though, this time by Thomas. Now down this left hand side they come, but too far in front of Regan Linney. And the ball goes into touch for a York City throw in deep inside their own half. City lead by a goal to nil here on BBC Radio York. And despite their decent start to the season, goal scoring is not an issue for Carlisle. Their defending has been pretty decent. They've only conceded 7 goals before tonight in their 10 games.
I think they've been good across both areas of the game. In terms of, they know they're going to score goals, but they've sort of been banking on having them clean sheets as well. Kitchen
comes forward, bursts over halfway for York, gives it to Sinclair, hugging that left-hand side touchline. He comes infield to Newby. Newby goes back to Sinclair. Sinclair will give it to Boateng. 1 yellow card away from a 1-match suspension, so he's got to be on his best behaviour tonight if he wants to make that big game down at Forest Green at the weekend. A reminder, that is a 5:30 kick-off. It's a long day of live sport on BBC Radio York for you on Saturday, with Harrogate Town and Scarborough Athletic kicking off in fact Scarborough I think might have the weekend off because they're out of the FA Cup, so Harrogate Town kicking off at 3 o'clock at the weekend. Down at Gillingham I think they go to the league leaders. York City at 5:30 and the Knights at 6 o'clock, so on air all the way through between 2 through to 8 o'clock on Saturday. Football and rugby league for you. City come forward on the left hand side. Sinclair turns his man one way then the other. Could have put a cross in, decides to lay it off back instead to Mark Kitchen. He will come forward, gets past his man Kitchen into the penalty area. It opens up for him, takes the shot, goalkeeper dives high to his right and palms it behind. It just opened up. Don't know what happens to the Carlisle defence there. They look a bit wobbly at the back. Yeah, they just looked like they were caught in between. You see York played backwards and then they didn't know whether to press or stay, and then they found the pass into Newby, got on the half turn, then Kitchen just got on the ball and then drove with it and hit the target. It was a really good strike at the near post. Good stop from the keeper. No wonder Stuart Maynard had a big smile on his face there as he turned to his bench and now has a chat with his assistant. So City have the first corner of the game. Gary Elphick, he's out there with his little board giving the instructions. He's certainly in charge of these set pieces. He's the York City coach. They could go short. They don't, and it comes from Hunt. Free hit the back post. Sinclair brings it on his chest, takes on the volley, pulls it well wide of goal. Oh, Tyrese. He's got a decent connection. He's pulled that 10 yards away from the goal.
He's done absolutely everything right. The timing of the run, the ball from Hunt, which was flat into him. He's took a touchdown with his chest. He set himself up, but then he's just lashed at it. That's just where he just needs to sort of get a little bit better with his game.
And now Armstrong comes forward for the away team. Down the right-hand side, he's got men in the middle if he can find them. Well blocked by Alex Hunt. Yeah, it was a real opportunity for Sinclair to at least hit the target and possibly give City the cushion of a 2-goal lead. And he's pulled that a good 10 yards wide of that goal, all the way across the face of the penalty area. A really, really poor effort. You do. It sounds like we've been really, really critical of Tyrese Sinclair, but he's not scored since the 1st of February, despite playing every single game bar one.
I know.
And his goal involvements have completely dried up as well. There's got to become a time where if he doesn't have more productivity, he's going to have a spell out the team, isn't he, Mikey?
Yeah, unfortunately, what he does is he offers good balance within the side in terms of him playing on that side as a winger. And like I mentioned the other day, he's got everything. He moves well, he's technically good, he does the role for the team. But unfortunately, when you're an attacking player, you have to add numbers to your game.
They're giving away there, Carlisle. Intercepted by Kitchen. He calmly gives it back to his goalkeeper, Harrison Bale, in an all-green kit today. The purple at the weekend. He's gone for the all-green today with, of course, Carlisle in their traditional, predominantly blue kit. It would have been a bit of a colour clash if he was wearing purple. That's a nice flick from Sinclair around the corner, and he goes for the return ball from Newby. Gets in front of his man, pulled down, should be a yellow card, should definitely be a free kick, which is given. Is the referee going to caution the player? Well, I think he's slightly fortunate if he doesn't get a yellow card there.
He's fortunate, but good again from York. They varied the play. They've played out short when they needed to play out, and then they've played long when they needed to play long. I think Carlisle need to just settle a little bit here because York are really on top. Maynard will be happy with his start.
McAdam has avoided a yellow card. The referee has a quiet word with him, and that's fine if it's the same for both teams. And say that happens in the 70th minute for a York City player and the card then comes out for him, you sort of have to question the referee.
Well, we'll judge him on the next one, can't we?
Yeah, we certainly can. So free kick to York. Again, everyone lines up on the edge of that Carlisle D. Everyone back behind the ball as you would expect. Hunt raises his left arm and then plays it forward. So deep on into the box, looking for Howe and Fagan Walcott. Well dealt with though this time by the away team. Linney's back out there helping his defenders, and he clears back up to halfway as far as Hunt once more. He will recycle it to Felix. Back again to Hunt. Hunt down the left this time, and he gives it to Newby, who's dropped deep, with Kitchen pushing that little bit further forward. Hunt has got it once more. Again, this time it's to Kitchen on the left. He'll lift it over the top for Newby, provides the driving run forward. Newby gets there near the corner flag, back to goal, waiting for the challenge to come in. He does well though and gives it infield, back up the lines I should say, to Kitchen. Kitchen then comes infield, but he might be shrugged off this here. Hunt gets a block on the tackle, then City do win it back nicely. Gray, edge of the penalty area, gives it to Felix. City playing well in the opening stages. They lead by a goal to nil. 11 minutes gone, straight through the centre. Pearce just couldn't turn on the edge of the box, otherwise he was through for a free shot at goal. Held up on the edge of the area, surely that's be a free kick. The referee's given nothing. Said Tyrese Sinclair was making a meal of that, but that looked like a foul on Tyrese Sinclair to me, but the referee lets it go. Now this is good play on that right hand side by Linney, who's on the right, tries to feed it through to Armstrong. He's up 1-on-1 against Howe. Armstrong brushes him off, goes wide, forced out to the corner flag. Boateng now tries to come across and put the block on him. Cross, he can't manage to do it. It's crossed to the near post. Howe is there, and City will eventually clear their lines. They've gone back to Boateng. He's given away possession, but he's fortunate that it goes off Armstrong for a York City throw-in by the corner flag.
Yeah, that was really good play from Newby, wasn't it? Where he picked the ball up in the space, and then he just got on the half turn, skipped past two, played a really good ball to Armstrong, but really clever from Callum there. I don't know if you saw it, he just gave Armstrong a little nudge just before, just to knock him off balance, so he couldn't spin him. So really good play from both sides there, from Newby and Callum Howe to stop the attack.
So thrown to York, pinned in against their corner flag, far side of the ground. The referee blows his whistle, tells Kitchen to get a move on after he's dried the ball on his shirt. Doesn't get much distance on that clearance though, and it's picked up in the centre of the field by Linney. He tries to threaten it through, well intercepted though by Alex Hunt. Hunt gives it to Fagan Walcott. Fagan Walcott will come forward and lifts it over the top. Pearson, a bit of room in the middle. Lovely cushion headed to this right hand side to Gray. Lovely ball. Gray can put a cross in now into the middle, too deep. Pearce was free at the back post, but it's completely overhit, and he goes out of play for a goal kick. But again, that was a nice move by York City. You could see what they were trying to do. Just that final ball into the box let them down. Yeah,
really good play. Again, if you look at Carlisle at the moment, they're not too sure who to pick up. You know, it looks like they're doing dual roles, so they're getting caught in between, but a great ball into Pearce. But you know, Pearce is so bright, he's so clever, he knows what to do before the ball gets in. He plays a little header down the out-hand side. Just a shame that he didn't get the cross right on this right-hand side, because he was in on the far side.
He's been superb so far as Ollie Pearce. It's sort of the big game atmosphere is bringing the best out in him in the opening 12-13 minutes here. Yeah,
and because they're getting caught in between, it's just giving Pearce a little bit more space just in front of their back line as well, so it's working in the favour at the moment.
Kitchen's been given a soft foul there against Armstrong. That was less of a foul than the one that Sinclair wasn't given. Hunt tries to take it. McAdam tries to block him by standing in front of him. He plays it off him. The referee again had the option there to book him for not retreating the 10 yards, but he lets him away with it. And then a tackle comes around the back of Ollie Pearce. Pearce rolls around. How bad was that tackle? Again, it's the number 4, Thomas. City think he should be booked there. Pearce is rolling around in agony on the floor. The referee, as we stand, doesn't look as though he's going to get the yellow card out.
I thought he'd come from the side.
Well, I'm going to have a look. He's going to call the player across here. I'm going to quickly watch this. He's having a quiet word, I think, with Thomas here.
It looked like to me that he just got round the side.
Yeah, I think. Yeah, I don't think it's tackled from behind. He's down the left-hand side of Pearce.
We had a better angle than that than we did on the TV, because if you could see it, he's come on the near side of Pearce, but obviously Pearce will know what he's doing here in terms of playing on that one. He's just got to be careful, because refs do get the cards out for them types of tackles, but I actually thought it wasn't a bad tackle. And
now he's having another quiet word. McAdam, he's pointing across that far side of the field where he could have booked him before, because that's 2 transgressions he's made. But again, if it's the same for both sides, you don't mind, do you?
No,
because you're right, 9 times out of 10 that is a yellow card that we've just seen there.
Yeah, of course, but do you know what, I like it when refs, if they stay consistent with this, because I know it's a big game, they don't want to send anybody off and ruin the game, so if they keep the flow and they do it for both teams, I think both managers, both sets of players will be happy with this.
Here we see Mark Hughes for the first time standing in his technical area down there with his black jacket on.
He didn't mind a tackle either, did he?
Well, exactly. He certainly didn't mind a tackle. You wouldn't get on the wrong side of Sparky, would you? When he was in his flow at Manchester United especially.
He was at Manchester City when I was there as a manager. When he used to join in training, he could still play.
I tell you what, one of his goal against Barcelona in the the European Cup Winners' Cup final. From that angle, it was one of my favourite all-time goals. That was. What a finish that was.
To be fair though, you could pull out probably 50 of his goals, if not more, which were just superb.
Yeah.
He was a master at the volley.
He was a master of the volley, yeah.
I think there's a clip somewhere, if anybody's got a chance, go and have a look on YouTube, the volley that he did in training at Man City. I think it went viral a long time ago, but have a look.
McAdam has gone down. He's got blood in his face. The physio has to come on, and now he's gone to set down on the floor, and that means everyone could come across to take on instructions and take on fluids. This isn't a time-wasting tactic by Carlisle here. The referee insisted the physio came on because of the blood on his face. So this is slightly different to what happened when the goalkeeper went down claiming he was injured at the weekend. Yeah,
I'm not too sure, to be fair. I'm looking at it, they do need to get a message on. You can see it, you know, like everybody can see that they're caught in between the roles. No one's unsure what to do. That's probably one of the positive sides of this 3-4-3 from York. It's really difficult for their fullback on who to pick up, and they're really struggling on when to step in and when to hold that line. So at the moment, York are on top, and they've just got to keep it going now and hopefully go get another goal.
Yeah, superb start this from City. Fagan Walcott giving them the lead after just 4 minutes. Let me bring you up to date with then some of the latest scores. In the National League, remember the games in the National League now are split between Tuesdays and Wednesday evenings, so there's 6 games taking place tonight. Rochdale are 2 up on Solihull already. Showing what another team who's expected to be battling out at the top can do against one of the teams who have been struggling against fighting to stay out of the bottom 4 at the start of this season. So Rochdale 2 up. The other games are all 0-0. Altrincham Forest Green, Brackley Truro, Gateshead Hartlepool and Woking Sutton. He's still getting treatment here as McAdam over that far side. There's a host of games as well tonight in the EFL Cup third round. Barnsley 0, Brighton 1, Burnley 0, Cardiff 0, Fulham 0, Cambridge 0, Lincoln 0, Chelsea 0, Wickham 0, Wickham and 0-0 at Wigan, Wolves 0, Everton 0, Wrexham 0, Reading 0, and Liverpool 0, Southampton 0. So a thrilling night so far in the EFL Cup, with just the 1 goal in those games. Although it has to be said that Liverpool-Southampton game has only just kicked off. Still, he receives treatment here. The bandage, the big Terry Butcher bandage as I always call it, is being brought into play. So there's going to be no issues being able to recognise him.
I didn't see what happened there.
No, I didn't see what happened either. But this is a lengthy stoppage.
Again, York just need to stay focused here, because last couple of games we've seen when somebody's gone down with a time waste or through its injury, they've just lost the rhythm a little bit, and it's usually been around that 20-minute mark. So just need to stay focused, keep doing the right things here.
Newby has got a ball out there to knock around with Fagan Walcott to try and keep warm. So McAdam has the bandage on now. He will have to come off for the 30 seconds. City should have an uncontested drop ball at the back in the centre of the field. It's not the quickest walk off either, this. In his orange boots. McAdam, a man who's got plenty of Football League experience. He likes that northwest. Time at Morecambe and Fleetwood before heading up to Carlisle. There's the whistle. City get play back underway. Howe gives it to Hunt. Hunt to Kitchen. Carlisle currently down to 10 men. Now it's to Newby on the left hand side. Back into the centre circle to Hunt. The switch is on. And here it comes, looking for Felix on this right-hand side. Headed away by the defender. Not a great header cleared, though, by the Carlisle defender. Newby's going to pick it up on the edge of the D. He tries to give it to Boateng. Boateng is back to goal. Can only hit it against Armstrong, and he pulls him down there, does Boateng. The referee gives the free kick. Ironic cheers from the Carlisle United fans. And they've seen out that danger. The 30 seconds, you would imagine, has now passed, but he's still having work done on that bandage. This is McAdam. Now he's been allowed back on by the fourth official on halfway. So they're back up to the full complement, with a free kick halfway inside their own half that Breeze, the goalkeeper, takes right-footed down this left-hand side. Armstrong flicks it on, it's over the head of Linney. It goes into touch for a York City throw. They lead by a goal to 0.
Yeah, it's really good from Malachi there. He went up to compete with Armstrong, then just dropped out last minute and just give him a little nudge for him to flick it out of play. Really clever play from Malachi there.
Felix gets ready to take the throw in for City on this near side. Needs a bit of help though, needs someone to show for this. So they're trying to pin York City in quite well here. Linney's saying there's too much time wasting going on. Felix takes it into Pearce in midfield. Well played, Ollie Pearce once more. Lays it off to Kitchen at the back. Kitchen then with a long ball forward looking for Newby. Lots of height. Will Newby get there? He's done well as Newby to make something of that right in the far side of the field. But then Newby gives it away as he tries to play it off back down the line.
It was hard because he'd made a super run, but he was isolated on his own out there, so it was hard for him to keep possession there.
Now in the centre of the field, they try and thread it through. They can't get it past Boateng though. He finds it to Pearce once more, and his first thought is to turn and send it to Felix on this right hand side. Ball just holds up though, so it can't reach Felix. Good tracking and covering by the left back there, Sam Murray. And Carlisle are able to clear down the centre of the pitch. Now Armstrong gets the better of Boateng, but he's got 3 York City defenders in front of him. He has to go wide right. Gives it to Wern, the former Gateshead man. That's a decent ball into the box. Slab to bounce in the 6-yard area. Malachi tries to win a goal kick, and he manages to win a goal kick off Regan Linney on this near side. He walks away shaking his head. He's not got anything out of Malachi so far. Regan Linney and City have a goal kick. 1-0 they lead.
No, it's been good balance down this side for York in terms of, like, when you're looking at this side, Malachi and Felix are working together. So when Felix has the opportunity out of possession, he is helping Malachi on this side, which is really good, which is keeping their main man out, Linney. And
again, Howe takes the goal kick, plays it across the edge of the 6-yard box to Mail, who then clears right-footed over the head of Gray. Headed clear by Carlisle. Picked up on this near side now by Linney. First time round the corner to McAdam. Linney gets it back on this left. Booze for Regan Linney as he takes it towards the dead ball line. Pulls it back into the box. Armstrong back to goal. Tightish angle, has to lay it off to the edge of the area, which he does. Trying to get it in there, but Joe Felix is brilliantly to come back and nick it off the toes of Ellis and clears upfield. And now Pearce tries to get the better of the centre-back, but once more, good covering by the 2 big men at the back for Carlisle. It was Mugabe this time who got there first, and he clears via his goalkeeper over halfway once more. Pearce can't go after that because it's nodded forward. He's slow getting back on side.
Really good.
And Maynard's not happy actually with Ollie Pearce for being too slow there. Or maybe he was unhappy with the header forward, knowing that City couldn't do anything with it.
Not too sure on that one. I thought Ollie did what he needed to do. He's not someone who's going to go and pin the ball, but what he does is he makes it really hard for the centre half to get a clean header, which then allows York to then go chase after the ball in their half.
Mugabe on that right hand side, and then that's running to touch, is it? It is running to touch by Archie Davies.
I think Hughes will be really disappointed with their start. York are snappier, they're getting to the ball quickest. You can even see it when they're playing a little bit more direct from Harrison. They're picking 90% of them second balls up. Can't see Hughes being happy with his start for them.
Interesting choice as well, who he's taken his assistant. I can't remember the guy's name, the Scottish guy who was in charge of Fylde for the second half of last season when Fylde were relegated. Really struggled to pick up results at Fylde as the number 1. Maybe some people are more suited to being a number 2.
Yeah, you find that, when you speak to, especially the experienced ones, they'll tell you whether they prefer to be a number 1 or number 2. One of the big ones that spring to mind is Brian Kidd. Man City, he preferred to be that number 2.
Newby does well to spread it to Fagan Walcott, was pushed forward again on this right hand side. He bursts over halfway, does Malachi, but then as the tackle comes in on him, he can't direct his pass to Felix, and the blue shirts have it back again at the back into McAdam in midfield, who's seeing a lot of the ball for Carlisle. He bursts forward over halfway. Newby couldn't keep up with him there. McAdam's now going to try and spread it, almost finds Wern, intercepted at the back though by Kitchen.
Really good from York here at the moment. I think Maynard's mentioned the word lock up, and that's on their defensive line. So when York are attacking, it's what does it look like on York's defensive line to stop them from counter-attacking. But if you look at it, they're a lot more in tune here and a lot more connected, so they're not leaving themselves man for man.
Well, he was concerned after what happened at Braintree and the amount of chances they had and attempts on target they had, and again the goal that City conceded on the break on Saturday, so you can understand why he has been concerned by that. But so far tonight it's been excellent.
Yeah, really good balance from the midfield and the wing backs on who drops off to hold that balance, or as Maynard would call it, lock up.
Kitchen bursts forward, then he ball loses control and he comes through the back of the Carlisle man, who gets himself in between man and ball. And again, maybe that is one of those where on another night he could have got the yellow card for Kitchen, but he's kept it in his pockets. A fair play to the referee, Zach Kennard Kettle.
Is that a good start?
Yes. Don't speak too soon. That ping you just heard in the background is my son asking me if I can get him some chips at half time. Typical. Teenagers.
Can't he come and collect your card?
That's what he did on Saturday.
Yeah. I think he bought everything as well, did he?
I've not looked at my statement yet, but yeah, more than likely. Long ball downfield. Howe heads it across this near side. I told him he could have some as long as he brought me a couple. He never came back, did he?
No, I didn't. We didn't see him for about an hour.
Fagan Walcott to Hunt. That's a nice ball to Newby in a little pocket of space in the centre of the field, and he skips away from his man, gives it back to Kitchen on the left.
Yeah, York have been excellent in and out of possession here today. Good movements beyond again.
That's a nice ball over the top from Hunt. Felix just too far in front of him though, and he skips off the surface and goes through to the goalkeeper. City lead by goal to nil. 25 minutes gone here on BBC Radio York on this Tuesday evening.
See, the pass hasn't come off from Hunt there, but again, it just gives them a problem, them trying it.
Linney. Back he goes to Murray. He gets it once more. Does the left back. The ball's allowed to bounce. Armstrong gets his head to it. Then McAdam. Headed clear by Howe. Intercepted by Hunt. That's a nice ball. Collects it on the turn. Gray. Can he feed it through? Gray gets away from his man. Gray coming in for this right hand side. Across the middle to the back post. Newby. Shot blocked. Loops over the bar. Lovely move once more. Just not sure if the cross from Gray had that little bit too much on it. It meant Newby couldn't hit the shot first time. He had to take a touch to control it, but he still got the shot away. Deflects off the ankles of the lunging defender and goes behind for City's second corner.
Yeah, great play. I'd love to have a look back so far in this first 25 minutes. When York win the ball, they're playing into Newby and Gray or Pearce really quickly, but great play there. Gray getting down the side and then getting the cross right this time. It was a little bit skipped up, but Newby took the touch, but it was great defending and a good block.
It was a good effort as well, because he'd pulled it right back into the far corner. The goalkeeper wasn't getting there if he'd beaten the defender. City have this corner then, far side of the field. Hunt raises that left arm once more, and it comes now. It's a curl up to the back post, headed clear, free headed clear from Carlisle. Gray's going to pick it up on the edge of the box, goes back across that left hand side, gives it back to Alex Hunt. Alex Hunt's got an overlapper if he wants it, gives it instead back in field to Gray. 25 yards from goal to Felix, who's got a bit of space, now takes on the shot into the middle. It's going to be shot now. He should have scored maybe. Ollie Pearce. The ball fell kindly as he tried to feed it through Felix. Pearce had a free shot at goal and he just didn't get enough pace on it, enough direction. The goalkeeper was able to drop on it.
Yeah, want a clean connection from Felix.
Linney's now skipped away from Felix for the first time, comes in off this left hand side, crossing position, well dealt with though by Fagan Walcott at the near post. Then Hunt's going to run with the ball out of his penalty area, but gives away possession as he tries to give it back to Felix. Yeah, end to end, it's a decent game.
Just on the Pearce one there, like Felix obviously just didn't get a clean connection on it. And
do you think it was a pass or was it a shot that he scuffed?
No, it was definitely a shot. He was definitely going for it. It must have been hearing us on the radio last week. But Ollie just couldn't get on the turn. It was stuck under his feet, but at least he got the shot off.
The boos tell you it's Linney again. He tries to shoot from outside the box with that right foot as he likes to come in off that left hand side, but he doesn't get much on it this time. It's blocked immediately, and then Pearce almost intercepts the ball there of Terrell Thomas, who was last man on halfway. He's come forward of Carlisle. Is he offside? Yes, he is going to be offside. Armstrong. In fact, it's not Armstrong, it's Wern, I think, on that right-hand side. The flag goes up. Took a while to go up, but the flag did eventually go up, and City still lead by a goal to nil. 28 minutes gone on BBC Radio York.
Yeah, I like this from Felix on this side. Just keeps dropping in and making sure that they've got a back five, so it's making them really hard to get through, and they're not leaving any of the centre-backs isolated. So really, really good performance in and out of possession so far from York.
The applause you can hear in the background is because Josh Stones is up and warming up for the first time this evening. Got his arm around one of these substitutes for Carlisle. Clearly big friends with them. City take the free kick, and then Mail is able to clear downfield. Onto the head once more of Murray. It's going to be won though in midfield by Pearce.
They must have won nearly every second ball. It's brilliant, reacted so well.
And now there's a foul in the midfield, and the yellow card is going to come out now, and it does. That's his second foul. Is that Ollie Pearce who's down? It is. And Terrell Thomas is the first man to go into the referee's notebook.
Hughes don't look too happy there, but you know, you could look at it that he's come through the back of him twice there.
Let's have another look at this one. It's a free kick for York, just inside the Carlisle half, centre of the field. Oh, it's so soft, it's untrue. I don't even think he's put a challenge in. I think he sort of put his hands on his back. Pearce has gone to ground, and the referee has completely bought that one from Ollie Pearce.
That's why Hughes is having a few words down there as well.
Yeah, that's not a yellow card, that one. So City have got one there.
We'll take it.
Certainly will. Hunt over the free kick. It's high line, this from Carlisle. Now it comes. Crossfield ball into the box, that far side. Howe, bit of shirt pulling, not well dealt with. Falls to the edge of the air, shot comes in. It's blocked near to the air, and again Boateng. That'll be a York City corner.
Really good again.
Who took the first shot that was blocked? That was Arring into the bottom corner.
No, I couldn't see it, but just really impressive, like when they are playing it direct, how they're picking up the second balls, but also in and around the box, everybody's trying to have a shot. And they're sort of caught in between now, and it'll open that space to play through or around the next time. It's
noticeable they're having more shots from outside the box from what we saw on Saturday. Corner's gone short from Hunt. Gives it to Newby. Hunt then provides the angle. Newby keeps running with the ball into the penalty area though. Goes one way, then goes back to the byline. He'll put it in left-footed, dinks it into the middle, over the head of everyone. Fagan Walcott got a little flick on it, but couldn't direct it towards goal. And Carlisle will be able to clear on this left-hand side, but Linney's lost control of the ball there. Then he pushes York City man over, and that's a free kick to York. That was silly by Regan Linney.
Yeah, looks frustrated, doesn't he? It's really frustrated at the moment, not giving him much space. He's had one little good run, but that's when he started to drift in field, but he's not having any success out here. What I do want to say, Newby's had a great start.
He has, yeah.
You know, I think this is the best I've seen him in the York City shirt so far, and this is what he produced at Alty.
It's an all-round good performance so far. They're all started pretty well here.
Yeah, really, really good.
It's a free kick then on this near side. Once more, Hunt will be over it, so too is Kitchen. Felix wants to get involved too. There's a two-man wall, just in case the cross is mishit. Kitchen is still fastening his laces. The referee's making it clear that he's looking at his watch, and he'll be adding time on for this.
It's interesting that they're set up with 2 with 3 on the ball. So if York were clever here,
you can switch it. They've got an overload.
Yeah, so usually, obviously, if there's 2 on the ball, you have 2 in the wall, but there's 3 around it.
Now they all break.
I thought they might have had something clever going on there.
Kitchen has wandered into the penalty area. Felix has gone down the line. If they want to knock it to him, he's got to make sure he stays on side. But I imagine Hunt will put this into the box. This is just to keep Carlisle honest, I think, with Felix out here. And he does put it into the box. Near post flicked on.
Yes.
Oh, and it's in the post. The far side. Pearce. Shot comes in, blocked. So close to an Ollie Pearce header goal.
It was Kitchen, wasn't it?
It may well have been Kitchen.
Yeah,
He's Kitchen this near side. Yeah, he got across his man. It was Kitchen. You're right.
To be fair, he moved as quick as Ollie though, didn't he?
Into the box, he did. Howe laid off to the far side to Sinclair. The one man who's not really been involved that much in this first half. Now it's Hunt on this near side. Hunt will put a deep cross in, looking for Howe. Howe will win the header to Boateng, edge of the box. Carlisle got many men back though, and they will be able to clear. You're right, it's Kitchen gets across his man, and he nicks off that far post and just bounces out so close to a second York City goal. They have been superb in the opening 32 minutes here.
Yeah, really, really good. Just got to keep this up to half time now.
Linney comes forward down this left hand side, gets across in, deflected off Felix, who celebrates giving away the corner like he's just scored a goal.
You've got to love Felix, haven't you? He's everything the fans love.
So first set piece here for City to defend from Carlisle United, who trail by 1-0, but they could be more than just the 1 goal behind from what we've seen so far. So Davies has come across to take the corner kick.
Who's picking the player up on the edge here?
Yeah, there's no one marking the Carlisle man on the edge of the box.
He's left free, there's no one on him.
But they ignore him. Into the middle it comes, headed by Sinclair. Actually got the better of Armstrong there. City still not struggling to clear on that far side. Boateng wins it not once but twice, and then feeds it through to the left-hand side to Gray, who's on his bike. Look at Sinclair through the middle. They played it through to Newby. He's going to be offside, though, is Newby. He went too early. Shouldn't have been offside.
Yeah, but that's really good from the Carlisle defender there. He literally sprinted forward. Really good defending from Carlisle.
Yeah, there was 3-on-1 for a split second there for York City, but they just couldn't stay on side.
Yeah, if you look at the last defender for Carlisle, he literally just sprinted out the last second just to catch him off. Is he on the camera there? See how he just sprints out in a second here. Look.
Yeah.
Did he hold his line?
It's the right decision.
It's risky playing that game though.
Well, it is, because you're relying on the decision as well as actually getting it right.
Yeah.
On this near side, Murray tries to play down the line, then York City win the throw, and as it rebounds back off Murray, who laughs as it hits him in the stomach and goes into touch for a York City throw-in. Fagan Walcott, he'll play it long, looking for Pearce, trying to turn the defence once more, controlled on his thigh by Thomas, and he gives it out to Murray. Back it goes once more to Thomas. York City 1, Carlisle United 0, 35 minutes gone. You'd have to say the best performance of the season so far from the Minster men in the opening 35 minutes.
Yeah, they're making it very difficult for Carlisle here when they get to half time. There's so many problems. Which one do they deal with? Because they're asking so many questions, this Carlisle team at the moment. It's brilliant.
Our heads clear. To the back to Mugabe. Now to the right hand side to Davies. Infield it goes to McAdam. He has to drop deep to come looking for the ball. Back again into the right back, and they've gone all the way back from halfway to their goalkeeper, who'll come to the edge of his area and belt it upfield first time onto the head of Callum Howe. Into the midfield to Gilead. City struggling to win possession back, but they'll try now on this right hand side. Thomas, he's put that straight to touch at the halfway. Even Mark Hughes can't control that one as it just sips away from him. Thrown to York. Felix takes immediately to Fagan Walcott. He didn't see Armstrong there. Appeals for handball. That was risky from Fagan Walcott. He just played that back blind.
Yeah, he didn't have the extra scan. He scanned early, but Armstrong sort of snuck on his blind side there.
Sinclair's wins that header from Mail. Lovely ball from Mail. The defender slipped, which made it a little bit easier for Sinclair, but he does well. Now he gives it to Newby. Newby comes in field.
Felix to the back stick here.
Into the middle it goes to Gray. Tackle comes in on him. It's going to come across to Fagan Walcott. Does well. Hunt now to Felix. First time, lovely ball to Newby. Newby in the penalty area, right hand side. Cross it comes, headed clear to the edge of the area, falls to a blue shirt, and they appeals for handball as the ball bounces up awkwardly in the area. I don't think it was. And then tackle comes in on Sinclair. The referee says he got the ball, the right back. Sinclair gets to his feet immediately, so the referee's got that one correct, and they can come forward down that right hand side with Wern. The former Gateshead man lays it off back to his right back, Archie Davis. Davis looking for men in front of him, and he finds one of them, and Ellis, Wern, and then they're giving it away again. Of Carlisle City win back possession, as they have done so often in the opening 36.5 minutes. They lead by 1-0. Malachi Fagan Walcott with his second goal of the season in just the 4th minute of this one. And City have it at the back, rolled on by the crowd in the south stand behind them. They'll be shooting towards them in the second half, which in itself should provide a cracking atmosphere, with both sides shooting towards their own sets of supporters. Mail comes out of his penalty area left hand side and clears downfield. Over the head of Sinclair it goes, cleared by Mugabe.
It's just a little bit scrappy at the moment, but York can just get a foothold in the game again.
Sinclair Boateng over the top, Pearce around the back, forced wide left, and he's going to get there. The flag stays down. Good hold up play from Pearce, tries to play it into Newby, can't get there, and then the defender goes to ground. Pearce has been penalised. That's soft.
That was great play. I love the pass where it comes from the wing back or full back, where it goes inside and Boateng plays it round the corner first time. It's the old Paul Scholes one, but Pearce is already set off. So hard to mark when you get that timing right.
It's a
really
free kick.
Good pass and run.
It was free kick in the own penalty area, and he does stay on side. He's 2 or 3 yards actually behind the rest of the line of Carlisle defenders there as the big centre back, which allowed Pearce to stay on side. Goalkeeper clears down this right. Over the head of Armstrong, nodded in field by Linney. McAdam tries to turn Howe. Howe gets the better of him, gives it back to his goalkeeper, who clears downfield. Bounces off Pearce and finds Boateng. He'll give it to Sinclair. Sinclair can take on his man if he wants. Comes in field. Plays it over the top for Pearce as he stayed on side. Pearce is through on goal. He's on far left hand side. 1-on-1. Angle. Pearce skips his penalty. Surely a penalty. It has to be. And that should be a yellow card for the goalkeeper. York City have a penalty. Brilliant move again by the Minster men. The yellow card comes out. Cries of off from the York City supporters, but you can't with the double jeopardy. He took down Pearce as he was skipping round him. What a lovely ball over the top that was. And Pearce did so well.
Sinclair as well, little touch on the inside. Lovely little ball over the top. But again, Pearce's timing, his movement. His
first touch actually wasn't the greatest. He took it that little bit too near to the goalkeeper, didn't he? Then he tried to skip round him, and he's definitely been brought down. The goalkeeper didn't even argue about the yellow card or the decision. So Ollie Pearce with a chance to give City a 2-0 lead, a chance to double the lead. He goes for his 4th penalty of the season. His 4th successful. The supporter next to us can't watch. He's looking away just as Adam Hinshelwood used to do. The referee gets everyone outside the box. Pearce is ready to take it. Where's this one going to go? Here he comes, right-footed, down the middle! 2-0, Ollie Pearce gives the City some breathing space. Lovely penalty, lovely move, and nothing more than York City deserve. They have been superb in this opening 39 minutes. It's York City 2, Carlisle 0.
Yeah, just need to keep it tight now till half-time. I know it's a cliche saying, but what a perfect 40 minutes for York so far. Probably the best performance I've seen in a while, this one. And the atmosphere, brilliant. I just want to go get in the sound stand now.
Off you go. So, when they've needed to come to the party, they have certainly come to the party in this opening period. York City, excellent. Will the real York City please stand up? Well, they certainly are tonight. They lead by 2-0 with 5 minutes to go till half-time. And Ollie Pearce seems to have learnt his lesson after those 2 penalties in that opening game. The first one, he couldn't have got a better penalty in the top corner. Then he went for it a second time and hit the outside of the post. It went wide. The others have been down the centre. They were definitely hitting the back of the net.
Yeah, no. To be fair, though, 9 times out of 10, you're sort of going to back him, aren't you? But it's just everything. He deserves that because he's done all the little things that people maybe not seen. He's been backing into them centre halves, the timing of the runs in beyond. He's an absolute dream. Be a dream to play with.
He's a real pest as well, isn't he, today, Ollie Pearce? He's been everywhere.
But I think he's always like that. I just think sometimes you don't find him. No, we were talking about that playing in sort of phase, like trying to score goals. It's like connection. It's getting to understand his movements and timing. If you know that he's going to be doing that game in, game out, you know where your first pass is going to go.
Murray down this left-hand side. Oh, he's just thrown himself to the ground. That's soft. It probably was a foul as the challenge came in from Felix. Carlisle again have a chance to put the ball in the York City box. City just got to see this out till half-time.
I think Hughes is complaining, thinking it was offside. I don't know if you've seen it, but I thought it was onside from what I saw.
It is tight. I did think it probably was just onside.
I think he'll be more frustrated as well about the performance because York are literally running over Carlisle at the moment.
That's the thing. We said just a couple of minutes before with the offside that he got right where they let Newby through, didn't they? They let him run.
Yeah.
You are relying on an official getting a decision correct as well if you're trying to play tight offsides like that at this level.
Yeah, and you've just got to keep making them runs.
Here we go. Free kick then. Everyone lines up for York City on the penalty spot. And it comes, it's a deep one into the middle. Headed clear by Howe. Great header clear by the York City captain. Forces Carlisle all the way back to halfway. City to now try and push out. Through the centre of the field they come. Now they're forced back once more to Murray on this left-hand side. Murray, left-footed, deep cross into the box. Again, Callum Howe wins a header, but doesn't get much distance on it. Ollie Pearce will clear his lines, and then it's given the big up and under by Newby. And Felix is going to try and run after this and get away with Thomas, and he gets the better of him as well, does Felix. And he feeds it around the corner to Gray. Gray into the penalty area, takes on his man, cuts across his man, triangle, shoots, hits the goalkeeper, and he bundles it wide for a corner kick. York City on the break, electric here.
Yeah, brilliant break. I was just going to say that's a big moment, that, because they were putting a bit of pressure on and York defended the box so well. But what a great breakaway. Felix winning the duel. Was it Gray that he played there?
Yeah.
But I don't know if you saw, Sinclair was in at the back post. If he goes across goal, even if the keeper get a touch, Sinclair's got a tap in.
So City have another corner, a 4th corner kick in this opening period as they try and extend this 2-0 lead. 2.5 minutes to go till half time. Outswinger this time from Hunt, the Linesman on this near side, just checking something is inside that quadrant, which it is. Now it comes from Hunt, drills it in deep, off free at the back post. Sinclair brings it down his chest, takes on the volley, and it goes wide of goal via a save from the goalkeeper. That's twice they've picked out Sinclair with no one anywhere near him.
Yeah, great ball again from Hunt, but that was a lot better from Sinclair, wasn't it? And I like from his assist before. Same thing, chests the ball down nice and quick, gets his feet set, and then just strikes it towards the near post on a half volley. Good save from the keeper, but good all-round play.
It's a corner kick now from the far side. There's two over there. Newby's gone across with Hunt. He may go short, he may put it in. He's just heading in as well, sneaking in that near post was that effort from Sinclair. And it comes now from Hunt. It's a deep one, round the back's too deep, and Kitchen's going to do well to keep it in play at the far side of the field, which he does. And the defender backs off him, allows him to put a cross in. That was terrible from Linney, allowing that to come in. Howe then nods it forward. Well, Fagan Walcott just faults him. Yes. Angle, and he does! It's headed in! 3-0! The shot came in from Boateng. It went across goals. He skewed it. And I'm not sure who it was. Was it Ollie Pearce with a header in the back post? I think it was. He might have a double. York City, whoever scored it, they lead 3-0. They've been brilliant.
I don't know what they're doing on the outside there. Kitchen. They allow Kitchen just to take a touch across the ball, but great playing around the box. Is it Malachi who volleyed it? Cross goal?
It's Malachi, leaves it to Boateng, left-footed, and there's Pearce, 1 yard centre of goal as they all appeal for offside, who does the easiest job of nodding it in.
Yeah, brilliant again though. But again, they've been first to everything. They're reacting quickly, they want it more. You can't give York that much space when they're in this mood.
I don't know if it's a shot from Boateng. If it's a cross, he's just putting it back across face of goal. I'm not sure. Fagan Walcott ends up leaving it to him. He left-footed sort of slices across the ball, and there it falls perfectly for Ollie Pearce. City completely dominant, 3-0.
What a first half this is, by the way. Brilliant first half.
Ollie Pearce has now arrived. It was around the October time last season when he really got going. Didn't score many goals at the start of the season. Around the time of that FA Cup qualifying tie down at Biggleswade.
You can't keep quality down though. I think the one thing I love about him, it doesn't matter whether he's scoring or not, he is still a top player. All the little things he does, all the movements he creates, is absolutely top class. It's just even better, all the icing on the cake when he starts scoring as well.
6 minutes goes up for injury time here. That's from a little bit of time wasted. The majority of McAdam getting treatment for that head injury. Stuart Maynard's got his arm around the fourth official, taps him on the back, big smiley pump, saying, "Why weren't you here at the weekend?"
Yeah, well, that's it. You know, there's two things: you either book people for time wasting, or you had the actual appropriate time on. That's all he said.
Ball forward into the York City box. Armstrong with a little back heel. Fagan Walcott's going to clear. Doesn't do very well, but Kitchen completes the job for him. York City 3, Carlisle United 0. 6 minutes of injury time to play in this first period, and still City got to shoot towards the south stand in this second half. Real statement performance so far this evening that I'm sure will take the rest of the National League and make them look up.
Good, very, very good.
That is good pressing, good pressure on the ball. Easy ball for halfway straight through to Harrison Mail to pick up.
They just need to get to half time, but I still don't know how they're going to fix this. I'd love to be a fly in their changing room.
Yeah. Mail clears. Just gives out the big up and under down the centre of the field. Headed clear by Thomas, who's picked up a yellow card in his first half, as has the goalkeeper Breeze when giving away the penalty. Back it goes once more to Mail. Mail clears, left-footed. Newby round the corner to Pearce. Pearce drops in, goes to the left-hand side to Sinclair. Sinclair plays it past his man, tries to get on his own ball. Just a little bit too much on there. The covering defender as well did Carlisle, and they play it through midfield. Ellis round the corner. It can't be intercepted by Newby. Down the line it goes to McAdam. Good. McAdam's held up though by Howe's been dragged out of position. Down the right hand side to Wern. Appeals for offside. Nothing given.
Just the recovery away from the ball there though. Even when Carlisle broke forward there, the recovery, there was 5 or 6 players sprinting back, getting into key positions.
Brilliant from Gray here, shoulder to shoulder against Murphy as well on this near side. Does really well. Goes back to Fagan Walcott, and then he slices his clearance, but he gets the job done. Into touch it goes. Going to be 2 balls on the field again here if they're not careful. There are 2 balls on the field. One's knocked off. Play's allowed to continue. Thomas at the back, the captain's armband for Carlisle. Still got 2 balls on the field. Fourth official now comes to get that one. Thomas back to Mugabe, back to Thomas, down this line to Murray. Infield intercepted by Hunt.
Again.
Felix is in again round the back. Can he pick out Newby in the middle? Felix going to get there. In it comes now. Pierce for the hat-trick.
Yes.
Oh, he pulled it wide, a goal. Ollie Pierce. I don't think he was expecting it, but he got it in free on space. 15 yards from goal, and he's pulled it all the way across the face of goal. It seemed easier to hit the target.
I thought he was just going to slide it in the bottom corner. He could have even had a touch, I think, as well, to try and get the defender to commit. But I don't know. I didn't see who played it for. Was it Hunt? But Felix just set off straight away, and then they're attacking with 3 players. Pierce onto the edge of the box. I think Newby on the far side. It should have been 4-0.
Should certainly have been 4-0. And Linney's lost out there to Boateng. They've managed to get it back, though, of the away side. On the right-hand side, they have it. Lifted over the top, looking for McAdam. Brings it down on his chest in the edge of the area. Plays it off to the far side. Cross comes in from Wern. Doesn't reach its target. City are able to clear. And then Sinclair will win a free kick for York. No, City have still got possession over there. But Newby gives it away. McAdam once more will put the ball in. Armstrong, tight angle, turns. Gets the shot away. Harrison Mills there at his near post to gather.
Yeah, it was a good little turn from Armstrong there. He just took the ball with Callum tight to him. Just shifted the ball slightly just to get his shot off, but good positioning from Harrison just to take the ball cleanly.
Oh, Murray gets that header wrong, picked up by Felix. Felix can't get the better of his second defender though, and the blue shirts have it. They've still got another 2 minutes to see out till half time here. We've played 4 minutes of injury time so far. City 3, Carlisle United 0. Ball forward looking for Armstrong, intercepted by Kitchen. Kitchen plays it off Armstrong, doesn't reach touch though, and Carlisle will regain possession on halfway. Down the right hand side they come. Tackle comes in on the Carlisle defender. Well, Carlisle wanted a free kick. York thought the ball had gone into touch for a throw in. The referee doesn't blow. The flag stays down, so play continues. Back it goes to halfway to Mugabe. Now to the right hand side to Davies. Davies can put a deep cross in if he wants. He keeps hold of the ball, gives it to McAdam. McAdam plays it forward, a little back heel, trying to find Linney, and then he's gone down really awkwardly here on the edge of the area. There's who's that? Was he caught? Or has he just gone down off the ball, the York City man?
No, it looked like he's the sort of clasped ankles there, but he flicked up and caught him on the knee. Is it Hunt?
I think it is Hunt, yeah. He's up,
yeah,
he's all right.
He was just tracking his run, and the ankle sort of clipped, and he sort of skipped up with his studs and caught him on the knee.
You're just not very good Ollie Pierce, they're singing it. I don't know who it is. One of the Carlisle players, probably Linney. Something like that, wasn't it?
It was something like that. Yeah. I don't know if we can repeat it, can we? If I was at Southside, I'd be singing it.
Mail gets ready to clear. Tells everyone to move across that right hand side of the field. Now, why wouldn't you leave just one player out on this left?
I don't think they need to right now. It's literally last kick in it just before half time.
Yeah. Carlisle are able to clear, looking for Armstrong. 30 seconds of the additional 6 to go. City 3, Carlisle 0. Mail clears. Down the right hand side this time, but that's going to find its way into touch. And their defensive third, Carlisle take the throw in immediately. 15 seconds to go and the referee will blow.
Keep going through the team here, going, he's done well, he's done very well. And then I've got through all 11, everyone's had a perfect performance. You know, you're looking at them.
Even Mail, the 2 saves he's had to make, he's done well, hasn't he, tonight? Everyone has played the part. McAdam tries to spray to the right hand side. Good tackle from Sinclair. He does brilliantly there, getting back in position. And the referee blows the half time whistle. Boos from the Carlisle fans away to our right hand side. We can hear them, but huge cheers from the 3 other stands here at half time, because York City have been superb. A standout performance, better than anything else we've seen so far this season. They lead by 3-0. Ollie Pierce with the 2 goals towards the end of the half. First a penalty after he skipped round the goalkeeper and was brought down. Then second, a nice little cushion header from the centre of goal, but all he had to do was get something on the ball across the face of the box. And it all started after just 4 minutes with Malachi Fagan Walcott, who got his goal. City have been superb, Pete. They lead by 3-0.
Daytimes on BBC Radio York. Joanita Musisi.
Izzy, hello.
Hello. So we're making a heartwarming comedy.
Izzy, can I be in your film?
We definitely got a role for you if you want one. I'm not even joking.
Beck Homer.
One of those making fire breaks to deal with the fire on the North York Moors is Martin from Pickering.
Morning.
You phoned up earlier on the week to win tickets to the Harrogate Flower Show. Nick's on the line.
You've done a great job and we just want to say our thanks. So the tickets are on us, Martin.
Thank you very much for that.
Weekdays from 10.
Oh, I'm emotional.
BBC Radio York. Every game live and getting you closer to your club.
BBC Radio York Sport.
BBC Radio York Sport, Pete Spencer here live at the LNER Community Stadium. What a first half performance that was from York City at the break here at the LNER against Carlisle United. York City 3, Carlisle United 0. Malachi Fagan-Walcott getting City up and running after just 4 minutes before Ollie Pearce scored 2 goals within the space of 6 minutes. To be fair, could have very easily had a hat-trick in the space of 9. Elsewhere tonight, then half-time results so far in the League Cup third round. Barnsley 0, Brighton 3, Burnley 0, Cardiff 2, Fulham 0, Cambridge United 0, Lincoln 1, Chelsea 0. A goal from Street after 42 minutes in that one, giving Lincoln City the lead over Chelsea for the League One side. Wigan 0, Wycombe 1 is a latest score. In fact, that's just gone half-time. Wolves 1, Everton 0, Wrexham 0, Reading 0, and Liverpool 0, Southampton 0. That was an 8 o'clock kickoff, so they've only played 38 minutes in that one. Altrincham 1, Forest Green 1. So Forest Green currently top of the National League, being held at home to Altrincham. Brackley 1, Truro 0, Gateshead 0, Hartlepool 0, Rochdale 3, Solihull Moors 0, Woking 1, Sutton United 0, and York City 3, Carlisle United 0. So those are the results elsewhere. Further down the footballing pyramid in the Northern Counties East League Premier Division at half-time, it's Rossington Main 0, Tadcaster Albion 0, Barton Town 0, Knaresborough Town 0, and in the Northern League it's Northallerton Town 2, West Auckland Town 1. So those are the games that we're keeping an eye on locally throughout this evening. But I want to turn our attention to tributes that have been paid to one of cricket's most celebrated umpires, Dickie Bird, who's died at the age of 92. Harold Dennis Bird began his sporting life as a first-class player for Yorkshire, but won the hearts of fans around the world through his umpiring and his eccentricity. He officiated 66 Test matches, 76 one-day internationals, including 3 World Cup finals. But Dickie also served as president of Yorkshire County Cricket Club from 2014. Mark Arthur, at the time, was the chief executive at Yorkshire. He's now the director at Scarborough Cricket Club, and he spoke to me earlier to pay tribute to Dickie Bird.
Very sad, as everybody in cricket will be, because he was a great friend to everybody in cricket. Nobody had a bad word to say about Dickie. Personally, I've known him since my early Test and County Cricket Board days in the 90s, when he was still officiating as an umpire. But we got very close when I became chief executive of the Yorkshire County Cricket Club, and of course he was president when we won the 2014-2015 back-to-back county championships. So we did really get to know each other very well.
We saw obviously the public persona. I'm guessing he was exactly the same in private, Mark.
Yeah, he was a very kind and generous man. Yes, he could be careful, as everybody knows, and some of the stories about him are quite legendary. But he was very generous, and when he made some money out of writing a number of books, he suddenly became wealthy for the first time in his life. And he gave many millions away to charity and good causes. So it's quite a laughable thing when people say, oh, he was really careful, but he was also very, very generous and a very kind person.
As someone that got to know him both on the field and off the field, first of all, what was he like as an umpire to have officiating your matches?
Well, he was always very nervous before a test match. And some of his colleagues found that quite difficult. He would arrive at the ground incredibly early. As everybody knows, he always arrived early for everything. And but as soon as he got out into the middle, he was in complete control. He was a friend of the players. He used his humour and his intellect to calm down any situations, and he was revered around the world.
And it must have been quite a thing to get to know him on such a personal level as well, having seen the success that he'd had, obviously the notoriety with the books and the literature, as you sort of mentioned there. It must have been quite heartwarming to get to know him quite well.
Yes, I also saw him when Nottingham Forest were playing Barnsley from time to time back in the early noughties, and he had time for everybody. That was the amazing thing. He was very patient with people, would always sign autographs, and always have a word with everybody. But one of my abiding memories was, he was Yorkshire through and through, Yorkshire County Cricket Club through and through. But he absolutely adored Scarborough Cricket Club, and he would often spend many a holiday in Scarborough rather than anywhere else.
As you said, a man that sort of typified what Yorkshire's all about, very quiet, very sort of unassuming. How do you think he dealt with the sort of limelight that came with, the notoriety from the books, and also when, cricket became a bit more sort of televised, he became a real sort of character in the game?
Oh, I think he loved it. He was a bit of a showman, and he would be nervous before he was doing an after dinner event. But as soon as he got talking, he was very funny and very insightful about people and the game of cricket. I can't describe his popularity in cricket. He was one of a kind. Nobody had a bad word to say about Dickie. In fact, the complete opposite. Everybody said good things about him.
And over the years, as you mentioned earlier, he donated vast sums of money to charity. I think in the region of over £1 million to children's charities over the years. I think one of them in particular was the Children Heart Surgery Fund, who received, I think, £15,000 on one occasion. Do you think that was a way for Dickie to sort of give back, really? You said, obviously, he'd become quite wealthy. Do you think actually for a working class lad from Barnsley, it was something that he saw as important to sort of share that wealth?
Yeah, he had a very strong Christian belief, and he believed in doing the right things, and certainly helping children's charities. It wasn't just that particular charity that you mentioned that benefited. There were many others, and he could be very quietly generous. He didn't want people to know about it. Personally, I think he deserved a greater award than his CBE, but it wasn't to be with regard to the honours list. But when Yorkshire was struggling for cash in around about 2013, 2014, he very kindly donated a 6-figure sum for us to erect the Dickie Bird balcony, which is the balcony that players now sit on. Prior to that, they just watched the game from behind glass at Headingley, and he paid for a balcony. And we were forever grateful for that.
He's known for being the sort of umpire, and the iconic statue stands there in the centre of Barnsley, doesn't it? But actually, before he got to that stage, he was quite a notable cricketer, and had obviously represented Yorkshire and Leicestershire. Did he ever talk about his actual cricketing days before he got to be the man that sort of stood in the middle?
Yes, he did occasionally. He said that he got incredibly nervous when he was playing cricket, and I think he got a very big century for Yorkshire first team back in the day. And then the next match, many of the England players came back and he got dropped. And I think he understood that. It was quite self-deprecating at times. Those that knew him and saw him play cricket, and I obviously didn't, would say that, in the nets, he looked $1 million. But when he was out in the middle, he was a very nervous man.
And just finally, how do you think he'll be remembered, Mark?
With great fondness. He was one of a kind. He will be remembered as probably the greatest umpire that England has ever seen, and perhaps the world has ever seen.
That's Mark Arthur, the former Chief Executive at Yorkshire County Cricket Club and now the Director at Scarborough, paying tribute to Dickie Bird, who has sadly passed away at the age of 92. We join us live at the LNER Community Stadium, where the subs are going through their warm-up. The players will shortly be back out on the pitch, and this game will resume just while we've got a few minutes before the teams re-emerge. Mikey Morton, what a breathtaking first half there from York City.
Yeah, absolutely perfect. I think when you're looking at performances now, managers and coaches tend to work across 4 phases in the game, and I would say that York has dominated all 4 phases, which is near enough what you call a perfect performance.
What's been especially impressive for that first half, I think, is the way that York City have managed to counter and have broke quickly and broken in numbers as well.
Yeah, again, like I just mentioned before about the 4 phases, so one of them is the counter, so when you win the ball is what you do with it, and they've found the 2 attacking midfielders like really quickly, and Pierce. But it's not just that. I think the most impressive thing for me is like the variation of everything. So they've kept the ball when they need to keep it, they've counter-attacked when they've done that, and then out of possession they've recognised when to press and when to stay off. So when I talk about them 4 phases, they've done everything, which is again near enough a perfect performance in that first half.
And as you said, they're not always looking for Ollie Pearce, either the ball slipped through or the ball over the top. It's been Newby at points, it's down this right hand side, it's been Joe Felix. Kitchen has got up in the attack as well and hit a few from outside the box, and off the back of the Solihull result, that was one thing you were calling for, was more pot shots from outside the box.
Yeah, and if you're going to go start looking at that sort of final third in terms of attacking, again, that variety. So if you look at it, the first goal, again, Felix winning the ball, getting a cross on, then there was a couple of shots from the edge of the box, then another couple of crosses and set plays, and then a couple of counter-attacks. So again, if you're the opposition, Carlisle now, and you're Mark Hughes, you're looking at it and go, well, which one do we stop here? What do we do? Yeah. And that's what we was asking for on Saturday, saying if you can just vary them attacks a little bit, it just asks a few more questions of them.
What would you do at the break? What would your team be in this situation? Which area do you look to address first?
I've just been asked that by about 5 fans. I think the first thing is just trying to calm and get everybody regulated, and then you've got a decision to make. You either go for it, which I think they're going to go for, because I think there's a lot of players in there they'll be licking the wounds at this moment in time. So it'd be trying to look at like how you can get back into the game and get the next goal.
Well, the teams now emerge, and the applause you hear is from all 4 sides of the LNER Community Stadium. The applause as York City make their way back out, and Carlisle, well, they're together in drips and drabs. There are a couple of players here on the left, a couple of players over to the right-hand side there, straight into their formation, ready to get this second half underway. And Mikey, just a quick word. It's clear who the most together team are out there. Carlisle coming out in drips and drabs, and York City very much together.
Yeah, I'm actually surprised in the Carlisle side. Like, if you look at like the experience they've got through the side there, I'm surprised they just didn't pull everybody together halfway through and try to sort of stick together. But again, probably Mark Hughes will be trying to find out about his the personality of his side and see where they're at. But we'll see. It's a big test for them this next 45. But we'll see what they're about and see if they use their experience.
Certainly will be. Well, the referee hands the ball over to Carlisle, and we'll hand you over to our commentary team for the second half, David Ward and Mikey Morton.
Thanks, Pete. Unsurprisingly, no changes for York City at half-time, but also no changes for Carlisle United. Mark Hughes, I'm sure, has had a bee in his bonnet in that dressing room at half-time, and has more than likely said, right, guys, you've got 10 or 15 minutes to try and correct some of those wrongs from the first half. I'll give you a small opportunity before I start pulling the trigger on 1 or 2 of you. So City have Mailing goal, and it's Kitchen, Howe, Fagan, Walcott, Sinclair, Hunt, Boateng, Felix, Gray, Newby and Pearce. For the away team, Breeze. Back four, Murray, Thomas, Mugabe and Davies, Gilead, Ellis, Linney, Wern, McAdam and Armstrong. Referee is Zach Kennard Kettle. He blows the whistle. Carlisle get things underway. They're shooting towards their own fans in the north stand and the west stand overflow. That's why they send that ball straight away onto the head of Malachi Fagan Walcott. He heads it into touch for a throw-in to Carlisle. York City shooting towards the south stand, as we just heard over the public address from Robert Havercroft. Carlisle forward straight away from the kick-off then. Cleared though by Alex Hunt downfield. Thomas heads clear on halfway, and it's picked up in midfield by the man with the bright orange boots, McAdam, who's had his hair bandage taken off at half-time, and that wound, I imagine, dealt with, or dealt to. Now they come down the left-hand side. Linney, Felix is up there. Linney gets across into the box, into the arms of Harrison Mail at the near post. No one got across the front of him, and there's a slightly late challenge on him by Armstrong. The referee says that's fine, we'll let that go.
Yeah, really good positioning from Harrison there. I think it was Linney who whipped the ball in with the left foot. This just next 10 minutes or so, York just need to try and get control of it and not give them.
That's not a great header clear by Mugabe, and it's well picked up by Newby. He's definitely got the better of the two former Altrincham men here. They were the two danger men for Phil Parkinson's side last season, Newby and Linney, but there's only been one of them really involved today, and that's a long ball down the centre of the field. The flag, is it going to go up? No, it's Sinclair round the back. Sinclair, the penalty, takes on the volley, straight at the goalkeeper. He's able to save on his line. I'm not sure if Newby would have been flagged offside if it had fallen to him. He was twitchy over that far side, was the official, but the flag stayed down.
Yeah, it sort of caught me off guard there a little bit because I thought he was going to put the flag up, but then obviously Sinclair come in. But if I'm Hughes there, I'm going mad with my centre-backs here. They're not winning the headers. If you look at Pearce, he's half the size of him. It's causing all sorts of problems for him because then Carlisle need to then defend deep.
Terrell Thomas, I know he's on a yellow card, but he's a former Charlton Athletic man. He's played in the Football League for Wigan, Wimbledon, Crewe, Reading. Vastly experienced, and he's getting bullied. And Mugabe, I know he's come from Cyprus, he was playing for Anathosis, but he's vastly experienced as well at the likes of Yeovil and Motherwell in the SPL.
I know, look at the size of him.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
Look at the size of him, and again, I know, like it's sort of an old school saying, but like you've got to win your duels first before you
look at the Carlisle fans in that far side of the field. They just send a nameless ball forward down that left-hand side, looking Fellaini completely over here, easy for Fagan Walcott. And the Carlisle fans, almost to a man, woman, and child in that far block, just stood up with their arms outstretched, asking their team, "What are they doing?" But Linney now really lifts it forward. That's over hit, and it should be easy for Harrison Maitland. Oh, he makes a full. He fumbles it at the edge of the area, punches it out for whatever reason, and then he blasted at goal. Almost had a free shot at goal at the edge of the area there. Did Jack Elliott? Did number 16 Stephen Wern, and he's dragged it wide. First of all, what was Harrison Mayle doing? And then that's a pretty bad miss.
I'm just looking there. Was it in his box or just outside?
It was in his box. He's punched it, hasn't he?
It looked like he had, but I don't know if he just got caught in two minds there, whether he was going to come outside his box. Can't see it. Just having a look now.
It's just lofted in by Linney. It's overhit.
No,
he's well inside his box. For whatever reason, he decided to punch it away, almost a foot off the pitch.
Yeah, it looks
rather
like
than
he's made a decision early there. Looks like he's made a decision early to come and punch it, which wasn't the right decision.
That's a nice ball over the top from Hunt, round the back on that right-hand side. City get there first. Cross in the middle. Newby header. What a header! What a move from York City down that far side. The perfect ball in from Joe Gray. The lovely little dinked header by Newby over the goalkeeper. City have a fourth. It's champagne football at the LNER. York City 4, Carlisle United 0, and we've only played 48 minutes.
Carlisle are in trouble here. Look at the speed of playing forward there. 3 runners straight away. Great ball round the corner. Fantastic ball and a great header. That's a great counter-attack, that. Absolutely perfect.
What a goal. The first time ball on the turn by Hunt over the top. Gray, the first time ball in. And then the header from Newby is exquisite.
And this is why you can't come and attack York and leave too much space, because things like this can happen.
You'll have to repeat that. I missed all that. It was just too loud, Mikey.
Brilliant. I prefer it when it's loud. No, I was just saying, like, you know, they've obviously come and opened up and tried having a little go there, but you can't give York this much space. It's just good that everybody's getting on the score sheet now and plenty of assists. Everybody's going to grow in confidence. Carlisle are in a lot of trouble here.
Who saw this coming? I certainly didn't. Hey, listen, we always thought this York City side had quality, had class. It would win more games than it loses, but we've seen nothing like this so far this season. This has been exceptional from York City.
Told a few people today to put a bet on 4 goals or more as well, so they'll be happy.
Kitchen clears for York straight into touch. Belt is clear, and he's just cleared his lines there, Kitchen. A couple of players, including Boateng, have turned round and flung their arms around him as if to say, "What are you doing?" He's like, "We're winning 4-0. Let's just keep that. Let's be sensible football here. There's no point doing anything silly."
Yeah, but he knows that, like, it's a big time there. They've just scored. Emotions are everywhere, so he's just trying to get everybody just to regulate, and he's using his experience.
At the back, the goalkeeper has to clear. Sinclair does enough to put pressure on Wern. Carlisle get it back again in the right back position with Davies over the top. Callum Howe wins that header. Newby chests it down to Sinclair. You would love Sinclair to get something here.
Yeah, he deserves it. He's been really, really good tonight.
Davies down this right hand side. Newby comes back trying to block the clearance, intercepted by Kitchen. He gives a big up and under. Nice from Pearce. Oh no, referee, that's so soft. He says there was a nudge in the back of Thomas. It was so little, if there was. That's never a free kick.
So clever from Pearce again, just a little nudge, but I can't.
Oh, good interception on that right hand side from Gray. He slides in, but he's going to get a yellow card.
No.
The Carlisle defender's making the most of it. He's seen the yellow card come out, so now he gets back up as soon as the yellow card is shown.
I can't believe how these two centre halves are struggling here. Pearce has actually gotten them toast.
They've only conceded 7 goals in 10 games before tonight.
Yeah, it's mad, isn't it, when you look at it?
We were talking to if you didn't listen to it, go back in that first half hour. I think it was probably about 25 past 7, an interview I did earlier on with our colleague James Phillips from BBC Cumbria next to us. And he was saying how there are times in this division they've noticed in their opening 10 games. Of course, this is a club that have been in League One, come straight down into League Two, and then fallen straight through again to the National League. Some of the opponents they've played so far this season, it's not really been a contest. There has been a huge gap between the two teams. Well, there hasn't been in the York City games, but you sort of understand if a club has come from League One, you come down with that sort of mentality as a supporter that you are going to have relatively easy afternoons, and that's what they've found so far, but they're certainly not finding that here today.
No, well, I mentioned it right at the start in the commentary, just saying that this is...
Pearce onside, the ball's in his own half. The defender does all right this time, Mugabe on this near side. Sorry, Mikey.
No, just saying it is like a League One game, and you can tell by, the quality of the players on the pitch. I'm just surprised how they've gone. But do you know what? You've got to give credit to York here. I know we can pick Carlisle apart, but York have been so good that I think they could have played anybody tonight and caused these same problems.
With the jacket's gone from Mark Hughes. He cannot be happy. He's going grey about a second, if that's possible, down there.
I wouldn't want to be one of them players now, by the way, after the game.
Oh, you wouldn't want to be, would you?
I've heard he has calmed down a little bit, though.
Sinclair, long ball forward, looking for Pearce. Mugabe. Pearce points saying, I want it further forward. It's not a great header clear, though, from him, but they've done well to win it back in midfield there with the help of Ellis.
I know we can talk about, like the next generation coming through, centre-backs, in terms of like not heading the ball. And you do see it with a lot of centre-backs, but these are experienced centre-backs who have played a lot of league football.
Ball forward, Armstrong's been feeding off scraps all evening. Boateng, forward to Pearce, first time ball around the corner, well intercepted on that far side than it needed to be by McAdam.
Yeah, brilliant play again. Boateng just playing it round the corner to Pearce, and again Pearce just having that picture. If he just played it into the space there, Gray would have been in, because you can use his pace. I can't see them catching him.
McAdam gives it back to Mugabe, now to McAdam, long ball forward, looking for Wern. Armstrong's on the edge of the area, he holds it up well, lays it off, still got it on the edge of the D. City got men back. Brilliant from Joe Felix to win it back. There's a little tug on Joe Felix there. That should be a yellow card again for a little tug back, stopping the break. The referee's saying no. City wanted the yellow card there. Stuart Maynard wanted the yellow card, talking to the fourth official down beneath us. But that seems to be all right tonight.
I think that was a yellow card. It was great play from Felix. So how quick was he onto him? This Carlisle side at the moment, they can't even take one or two touches because York is swarming on all over him there. But I thought that was a yellow card. He broke free and they had another chance, and he's pulled him back slightly.
Felix over the top. Look at Gray going down that right hand side. Thomas comes across. Good covering by the centre back on this occasion. Scuffs his clearance into midfield, but Ellis is there unopposed. He can send it forward, but that's completely over here. I don't know who he's going for there. Linney, I assume, but it was 15 yards over his head. And Fagan Walcott, and easily lay it back to his goalkeeper Mail, who plays it out to Hunt, who's got time to turn on the edge of his area and then pick a ball forward. Look at the space for Newby. If he knew he was in so much space, he didn't. He laid it off to Fagan Walcott when he could have actually turned and started running over halfway. Now it goes to Gray. There are huge gaps here. Gray coming forward, inside right. Gray still got it edge of the box. Gray still got it in the box. Takes on the shot, deflects behind for a corner kick, does it? No, he's just dragged his shot as Gray. It just opened up. There are huge gaps all over the shop here.
They're like two units. Like there's half of them trying to press the ball and half of them are just sat deep. So York are just playing through with ease there. Great play again from York, but Carlisle are making this so easy.
55 minutes gone. City 4, Carlisle 0. Substitutions about to come from both sides.
So I'm just looking at the difference here. So when they've played long, Malachi, even if he hasn't gone and won it, he's manipulating the defender, so Armstrong's not had a clean header. When it's gone to Callum or Kitchen, they've won the header. So I'm just comparing, like when both teams have played long, York have dealt with it so much better.
Brooks and Batty are going to come on here for York. So this will be having said that, he started to get stripped. Now he's been told to put his green bib on as Ben Brooks. I was thought this might be the longest period of time we'll have seen Ben Brooks on the field for York City, but looks like that change may be slightly delayed. Kitchen clears into touch beneath us.
Kitchen's not taking any risks this last 10 minutes.
He hasn't. He's safety first. He's Mark Kitchen. He's on a clean sheet bonus.
Yeah, that's definitely got that.
Right, first change. Kelly comes on. I think that's the young line with midfielders come through their academy that's coming off. Jack Ellis.
Potentially two up top for them now.
Yes, this will be a change. So, Georgie Kelly was the striker on Saturday when Armstrong was ill.
He's a bit of a handful, is Kelly.
Sorry?
He's a bit of a handful. I've seen little bits of him in terms of clips and everything, like a bit of an old school centre forward, gets hold of you, quite good in the air. Played out in the Irish League as well for a while, didn't he?
Well, you say it's two up top, but Armstrong's now playing as a right winger. But he's been told now to go. I don't know. There's clearly been some misunderstanding there, and Armstrong's now going and playing in the number 10. Same formation, I think, still 4-2-3-1. Armstrong playing in the number 10, and Wern's come across this right-hand side.
It will end up being more of a 4-4-2 just because of the personnel, because Armstrong will do that, but it won't be his full role. I think he'll just be there to try screen the midfield, then join in with Kelly as quick as possible.
Sinclair then on halfway, thrown to York City on this near side. Newby heads it round the corner to Pearce, who just pins his man, does then a little back heel to Newby, who's run past him. Newby, tackle comes in and him goes into touch for a throw-in. Just those little passages of play, again, the strength there from Ollie Pearce up against someone who's so much bigger and you would think stronger than him. Yeah,
really good play, just backing him, but how sharp has Newby looked in that area there, getting on the half turn, being positive. Really good play again from York.
So throw in near the corner flag that Sinclair takes to Newby. Newby gives it back to Sinclair. Sinclair tries to take on his man. It's blocked and goes into touch for a York City throw-in. Sorry, for a Carlisle throw-in, I should say. Yorkie the Lions behind the advertising hoardings over there with the South Standers. They've still done quite a few yards there, Carlisle. The referee's allowed it to happen. Comes off the back there of Kitchen. Another throw-in to Carlisle. City 4, Carlisle 0. Oh, Boateng's got to be careful. He just pulled him man down there. The referee has a quiet word with him. Reminder, Hiram Boateng is one yellow card away from a suspension. You wonder if it may be Boateng that comes off here for Batty.
Yeah, I would. I don't think you need to take the risk. And he doesn't have to take the risk either on the pitch, does he?
He's an experienced player.
Gone again
he's
there.
Stupid, he's gone again here as Boateng.
He's going to be lucky if he gets away with that.
He's not. He's getting a yellow card here. Is he? He's been pulled towards the ref. Is this going to be a yellow card that puts Boateng out of the game? He's saying, he just said to him, no more. Surely it's got to be Batty for Boateng.
Batty's here now, he's stripped.
Has to be Batty for Boateng. Especially with it being Forest Green away as well on Saturday.
Yeah, I think you need him. You need his experience as well. He does a lot of the work that goes unnoticed. He covers a lot of ground, breaks up play, keeps the ball moving.
Brooks will be about to come on with Batty as well, but it's not going to happen until after this free kick's taken. They all come into the York City penalty box, and it comes now from Carlisle. Mail gets a good fist, heads it clear at the edge of the area, not cleared all the way. Linney takes in the shot, it's blocked, and it comes downfield to Felix. Appeals for handball. Felix is going to win the ball back though, and he's fouled, is he? He's still got it between his legs. The referee gives nothing initially, but now he gives the free kick to York. There's a foul and a yellow card coming here to a Carlisle player. Who's that gone to? It's gone to the number 20. Alex Gilead goes into the referee's notebook.
That was Ollie Pearce getting the blocking in the box, by the way, just for his whole body at the ball, and that's at 4-0 up. That's brilliant.
So it's Brooks and Batty that are coming on for Boateng, surely, and we'll find out in a second.
I've not seen too much of Brooks, so it'll be good to have a watch of him live.
Yeah, well, he did well at Maidstone last year, standout season for him. Before that, he was at I was going to say the famous, but I can't tell you much about #United. I don't know if you can.
No, I don't know too much about it, to be fair. No, I've heard good things about Brooks, and I've just seen him on clips. But
you seen his YouTube channel?
Has he got a YouTube channel?
Oh, has he ever?
What as a player?
This will be documented. Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Have a look at his YouTube channel.
How the modern day have gone.
I know.
We used to have a player at Leeds called Max Rigby. Don't know if you remember him. He had a big YouTube. Was it Fake 9 or something?
Right, okay.
And he used to get a bit of stick for it, but I was like, well, if it generates a bit of publicity.
Well, I imagine Ben Brooks gets a bit of stick for his YouTube channel from some of the players, but I think he quite enjoys it.
Yeah,
the two changes will take place now. So Brooks and Batty are coming on. The fourth official hasn't got his numbers lit up on his board yet. Here we go. 21-18. So it is Batty for Boateng. But he lives to fight another day in that suspension tightrope. Is it going to be Sinclair? It's normally Sinclair. It will be, won't it, for Brooks, I would have thought. Sinclair's coming across this side. Boateng is going to go off the far side of the field and walk around to a standing ovation from three sides of this ground. Sinclair's coming off. It is for Brooks. This near side. Again, he's got a big grimace on his face, as he does every week when he comes off. As if he's been badly injured, but he'll be fine.
Do you know what? It's been ever since the start of the season. He puts a shift in.
Yeah.
It's just like you say, he's just lacking that little bit of numbers, but he's had a great game today. That great pass for the assist as well over the top of the penalty.
Home debut for Ben Brooks. as Robert Havercroft says. So this will definitely get a go on his YouTube channel tomorrow.
I'll have to have a look.
Davis on this right hand side. Newby trying to block him in, but he gets away from him. Does the right back, comes across into midfield. Around the corner from Gilead, who's just picked up a yellow card. He gives it to Linney, now across to the left. Back it goes to Linney. Felix can't stop the cross coming in, comes all the way across goal. They try and turn to the edge of the area, but City are going to get it out. Newby's back out there. Look at the work that some of these York City attacking midfielders or forwards are putting in. Newby all the way back there in open play, helping out his defence.
Yeah, and do you know what? It's credit to Maynard going with the same team. You know, saying go on then, you've got a second chance, off you go. And every single player's rose to the challenge. I don't think anyone's been under a 9, have they?
Here comes Hiram Boateng. It's like a very slow Mexican wave as he sort of walks past every block of the stand here as people get to their feet.
Yeah, good play.
Kitchen's got loads of space here to come forward. Up to halfway. Brooks outside of him. Still got it, Kitchen. Now he puts the brakes on and goes back to Hunt. Kitchen under pressure from Armstrong, turns away from him, gives it to Hunt. Back it goes to Kitchen. He'll go back to Callum House. City 4, Carlisle 0. 62 minutes on the clock here at the LNER Community Stadium on a night of champagne football from the Minster men. Ball forward, Pearce has put to a pocket of space, loads of space in the centre circle. He'll send it out to the right hand side to Felix. There are more goals here for York if they want them. Can play it down the line to Gray if he wants. He comes in field as Felix to the edge of the box. Now he'll put a deep cross in, too deep, and Brooks was the nearest to it, but he's not going to get on the end of that, and he goes behind for a goal kick. 4-0 it stays.
Yeah, just a shame Felix didn't get that right because it was 4v4. You could see what he was trying to do. He was trying to find a player at the back stick, but just overhit it, unfortunately.
Second Carlisle substitution is about to take place in a second. The goalkeeper clears. Howe beaten to that by Armstrong. Fagan Walcott provides cover, and he's able to clear downfield where Thomas gives it to Gilead. Gets it back again, does the former Charlton man. Now across this near side. Davis under pressure from Brooks. Has to go back to Mugabe. He gives it back to his goalkeeper Breeze. Down the centre of the field. Well played, Fagan Walcott. Howe controls on his outside of his foot the bouncing ball, but then gives away possession. Brilliant tackle back from Hunt, is it? No, the referee says not. And he penalises Alex Hunt, and he gives him a yellow card. That's soft again, I think. I'm not even sure it was a foul.
I'm not sure. I think he got sort of just alongside him there, and he just stuck out his leg and took the ball cleanly.
This is what was said at the start of the game, though, isn't it? The triple substitution about to make the away team. In the first 20 minutes, that wouldn't have been a yellow card.
No. I don't know if he just feels like he needs to get him out now.
Right, who have we got coming on here? Feeney, Whelan, and one other. Can't see the other one is. Is it Jones? May well be. So changes are plenty.
Again, some good experience there coming on.
Feeney, Whelan and Jones.
Jones played for the mighty Rangers.
Did he indeed? Regan Linney is one of those changes. Listen to the crowd. So it's Jones for the left back. Murray, Feeney for Linney, and then Whelan for Worm.
Hotel and Spa, where the second substitution for Carlisle United. 21 Jordan Jones replacing 15 Sam Murray. Third substitution for Carlisle United, number 5 Morgan Feeney replacing number 10 Regan Linney.
What are your thoughts on that change? In comes the free kick. We'll come back to that in a second. Into the York City penalty area. Howe wins the header clear. That's almost like we've given up. We'll take 4-0 and save him for another day. Or would you, as an opposition supporter, want you to keep your best player on the field?
No, I think it's too far for him now to get into it. I think they'll want to. I know they had a heavy game, looking at the pitch at Alty the other day. It was bad, strong winds, wasn't it? Looking at it,
and they've got Rochdale at the weekend. That's a big game for them too.
I think they're just looking at it now. They're just going to try save the legs, and
maybe what's the score?
Now they've gone to a back three as well. So yeah, I think they're just trying to seal this up and just keep it as it is now, and then save the legs.
Yeah,
regroup.
3 centre backs now for the away team with Feeney, isn't it, the number 5, who's dropped in there alongside the other 2 big guys.
Yeah, ex-England youth player from Everton, who's always a good player.
Yeah, he's a kid, wasn't he, Everton before going to Forest Green.
He's always, when he was younger, he was always highly thought of. So
Howe brings it down to control in his chest. City lead 4-0, almost at the halfway point of the second half. Headed clear by Mugabe into midfield to Gilead. Mugabe once more to this right hand side, but as he put that into touch, no, it's well kept in by the right back Davis. He skips away from Newby and comes forward through the centre circle. Still got it, the number 2. Forward on to the stretch to Armstrong, who can't get there. Tackle comes in on Fagan Walcott and was caught. I don't know if he fancied that tackle too much, Fagan Walcott, and he was caught. Now it's picked up by Felix. He's robbed of it there in the centre of the field. He's going to try and win it back for York City. Shot's going to come in from 25 yards. Well wide of goal by number 9. The referee's given a corner kick as the shot came in there from Kelly. Carlisle's just their second corner of this game, the first of this second half. They trail 4-0.
Walcott's trying to just be clever there and flick it over him, and the old saying is if you go in soft you get yourself hurt. So he should have just gone in with a strong ankle. Didn't need to fully commit, but a strong ankle, and then just sort of competed, but he's hurt himself now.
You can get that though, can't you? You're a little bit half-hearted in the tackle rather than going in full-blooded.
Yeah. My granddad used to tell me that all the time.
Corner kick there.
Don't jump out of the tackle, otherwise you get hurt.
Yeah. Corner kick that far side. Going to be an in-swinger from Davis. And it comes now. Free header. Headed clear off the line by Kitchen. City still not cleared. Comes back in a second time. Another header. Well wide of goal. And it goes behind for a goal kick. That's the closest the visitors have come to scoring all night. Good positioning by Mark Kitchen to keep that clean sheet bonus.
Yeah, well, that's what he's going for, isn't it? It looks like, and he's not messing about. But I think all the back 3, potentially wing backs, will be, and Harrison will be on a clean sheet bonus. And knowing Harrison since a young age, he will not want to concede a goal anyway.
Referee says is suggesting here that Harrison Mills time wasting taking the ball to his far side of his area. So he's pointing at his watch. It's not going to make much difference at 4-0, I have to be honest, referee. Carlisle will probably be happy if you blow on 90 and don't play any injury time.
They'd be happy now finish.
So he's making a big point out of pointing to his wrist there, was the referee, but quite pointless in a match like this. I think York City fans are wanting to play all night if it continues.
Yeah, sometimes when it's 4-0 though, last like 30 minutes or so, the game can just die.
Well, it's up to City to not let that die. They've made 3 subs, haven't they, already? So you'd like to think those players will be keen to make an impression to try and force their way into the plans of Stuart Maynard to maybe possibly get a start in the next 2 or 3 weeks.
Yeah, and to be fair, they brought 3 experienced players on as well, so there'll be players who will want to play in this side.
Kitchen heads clear once more to Davis on this near side. Pearce just can't get there. No sign of Josh Stones yet, but as soon as I say that, he's called back to the bench. So he will be on in a second, will Josh Stones, and so too will Ryan Fallowfield, who's been called back as well. In the centre of the field, Whelan has it. Another man with a ponytail. Lack of barbers up in the northwest in Cumbria. Round the corner it comes from Davis to Armstrong. He gives it back to Davis. Takes on his man, runs into his man. Referee's going to give the decision against Brooks.
I think they've matched York up. And since
is he booking him?
Yeah, he is, yeah.
He's booked Ben Brooks. Wow, again, that was never a free kick in the, never a yellow card at the start of this game.
No, he's definitely going to need to get my cards out. But it looks like they've matched York up in a 3-4-3 or 3-5-2 and just started to get a little bit of a foothold in the game.
So Stones and Fallowfield get ready to come on. City have some defending to do though from this set piece.
Quite a big side, Carlisle, there, don't they now? Looking at that.
Just outside the penalty area, this right hand side. Everyone lines up on the face at the edge of that 6-yard box.
Definitely overpowering York there in terms of size.
But it's York that have completely overpowered Carlisle in this game. 4-0. There's the whistle. In comes the free kick. Drilled in across the near post. Pearce actually got something on that to try and clear, and then it's flicked clear, falls back to Davis, going back to Gilead. He's going to loft it down this right hand side looking for Whelan. Whelan round the back can keep it in play, drills it across the face of goal again, headed clear, headed towards goal, and a brilliant save from Harrison Mill, diving to his right hand side. He gets the applause of the York City supporters and a high five from his captain Callum Howe, and he ensures they do continue to keep this clean sheet.
To be fair, that's one of Harrison's super strengths. He's literally going the wrong way and then he's had to adjust and then spring off his opposite foot to save the ball that's going back across his body. That's a great save.
Through the centre of the field, Batty comes forward, looking for Pearce on this right side. He may be the man to be sacrificed here. Pearce gets there, tries to thread it through, he'll get a second opportunity, gets past his man towards the corner flag, now to the dead ball line. Pearce tries to win a corner, he just can't play it off his man. Gilliard, almost blocked there by Gray, and it'll go behind for a goal kick. Now the changes, I think, will be made.
Just looked a little bit tired there, Pearce.
He did look a little bit tired.
He's gone a little bit.
So Fallowfield is coming on for number 12, which is Joe Gray. Again, he'll get a standing ovation. He comes across this near side, turns to all three sides of the ground that house the York City supporters as he makes his way off. Callum Howe comes across to take on some instructions from Stuart Maynard. And it is Stones for Pearce.
Pearce don't look happy.
He knows he should have had a hat-trick tonight.
I know.
I tell you what, fair play to him. He's just been and shook hands with the centre-back. Thomas has held out his hand and shook his hands there because he has given Terrell Thomas one heck of a hard night.
Do you know what, if you can appreciate it, like that's football, innit? They know they've had a tough night, but Ollie Pearce, top player, and he'll cause problems against any centre-back. But nice to see Stones get on the score sheet here as well.
It certainly would, yeah. So he's got best part of 20 minutes here. A bit more with the injury time as Josh Stones. What can he do?
So it looks like Felix has shifted into midfield, Fallowfield gone to wing-back.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of Felix, he can play anywhere, can't
Armstrong,
he?
that should be handball, not given. Hunt to Kitchen. Kitchen goes back to his goalkeeper, who's made a couple of decent saves tonight. Felix in midfield, flicks that on, looking for Stones, can't get there. Sent forward to Thomas. Thomas is forced back to Feeney. Feeney down this right hand side with the ginger hair. That's onto the head though of Kitchen. Kitchen into midfield, it goes once more to Hunt, and then on the stretch, just managed to keep that in, does Brooks. Brooks plays it down the line looking for Stones. He's going to get there before Mugabe. Takes him towards the corner flag, does Stones, tries to turn him. Mugabe gets the better of him though. Did well there this time, the experienced defender up against the inexperienced Josh Stones. Now they're knocking it around at the back of Carlisle, and Stones is having to go chasing after the ball.
First bit from Stones was brilliant, as he just got across the centre-back there, a little knock down to get control. Just tried to do a little step over and feint the centre-back there, but he read it.
A lot of space for the away team to come forward down that left-hand side to Whelan. He comes in field, just outside the penalty area, opens up the angle, takes the shot, it's blocked, and it's going to be kept in play by Brooks. Is it just about as he run that behind? He has run that behind, Ben Brooks. That's poor from the young lad down there, disappointing. Should have kept that in play. Don't know if he took his eye off the ball, lapse in concentration, his leg go behind for a corner kick.
I didn't see it because I thought he had control of it, so I was looking in the box and I was having a look at where Stones was as well, so I didn't actually see what happened.
He was under no pressure at all.
Yeah, well that's why I looked away. I was looking further up the pitch.
So second corner this second half for Carlisle. Just lost his bearings, I think. A bit of pushing and shoving in the penalty area. The referee's going to want a word with a couple of players here.
I won't be surprised if they're going to put it straight in. They look the bigger side at the moment.
And it comes now. It's a deep on to the far post, headed into the arms of Harrison Mill. They did win the header on that far stick. I think it was Feeney that won the header, and Mill gathers on his line. 4-0 it remains to York City.
Well, they've won the last 3 or 4 in there now.
Fair, yeah, they have. To be fair to Carlisle fans, they've all stayed here. Callum Howe's gone down here. He wants a bit of treatment. I'm sure this is just wasting a few seconds, and Mark Hughes isn't happy with it. Look at him. He said to Bob Official, why are they doing this? They're winning 4-0. We want to go home. 7272 is the attendance.
He's just sorting his boot out, that's what it is. Good old trick.
1527 Carlisle United supporters. They're going to have a miserable 2.5 hour journey back up to Cumbria tonight.
The joys of being a fanner.
Sorry?
The joys of being a fan.
Exactly. Well, we've done it enough times.
Yeah, that's it.
Yeah.
House up. Towns in the rear.
Yeah, didn't need any treatment. That'll be a surprise to everyone.
It was his boot. I think he'd have probably just untied it, took the sting out of the game a bit, sorted his boot out.
Mark Hughes, who missed the game earlier on the season at Wealdstone because his daughter was getting married that day and he'd already told him he wasn't available.
That must have been in the contract, was it then?
Yeah, they knew before.
Yeah, but the thing is with managers and coaches, even players, you miss so much. So he's probably in that sort of position now where he don't want to miss much, especially with his kids.
He managed to watch half of the game on a stream quietly at the reception. Nice ball around the corner from Stones to Felix on that far side. He gets a crossing, takes a little nick up defender. Who's going to get there first in the box? Is it going to be blue shirt? Will it be red? It'll be Brooks at this back post. He's forced away from goal to Kitchen. Kitchen back to Batty. Back once more to Brooks. Now it's Batty again. Stays onside, does Kitchen, even though there were appeals for offside. He has to go back to Hunt. Hunt, nice ball to Fagan Walcott as he switches it to that right hand side. He can come forward. Look at the space open up for him. Takes on the shot, and he's just wide of goal. The goalkeeper scurrying across his box.
Brilliant play. What a great pass from Hunt there when it come back. And he just played the reverse pass, so the forwards didn't know where he was going to play it into Malachi. Malachi took a real positive first touch and actually struck it quite nice there.
They're going to put Banks on here, City, in a minute. So clearly he has recovered from that injury. I thought he'd just sit there and see out the game.
Yeah, maybe they're just wanting to try get some minutes at him to see where he's at.
Batty. Again, it'll be Ash Palmer that's left sitting on the bench from those outfield players.
Yeah, he's just going to have to be patient. He'll get his chance.
Fagan Walcott. We saw him doing the older running they have to do at the end of the game if they don't come on. I actually thought he was vomiting behind the goalie. He was really struggling, looked really out of breath last week when he was being put through his paces by himself after the game, did Ash Palmer. He didn't look as though he was enjoying life for that 10 or 15 minutes, and it must be even worse on a relatively cold Tuesday evening when you're just wanting to go home and you're having to do laps of the pitch.
The last thing the players want to do is that after a game, especially when he's sat on the bench, and believe it or not, some of them runs are harder than some of the output you put in the game.
He was absolutely exhausted.
Yeah, they do, and a lot of it's high intensity, so high speed running, so it really does take it out of them.
He's stripped and ready to go here, is Ollie Banks. I don't know, is it a concern that they're bringing him on? He had a tear in his hamstring, well, that's what they told us. He wasn't going to be fit today. He was asked outright yesterday, was Stuart Maynard. Tomorrow night is too soon for Ollie Banks to be involved, was the response to Gabriel from the press. Again,
though, he's trusting his medical staff. You've got to listen to him, and that's what they're getting paid for. If he comes on and gets injured, then he'll ask the question of his staff. You can only trust the professionals.
There's a foul by Brooks in midfield. He's got to be careful because he's on a yellow card. But
I'm not sure that's a foul.
I'm not sure it is either, to be honest. If there's not a niggle or an injury from those who are out there at the minute, it just seems... You don't need to take that risk, do you?
No, but they've just got to be careful that they don't jump out the tackles. But just making sure that they just stay firm and just go with a strong ankle in them tackles.
It's Newby that's coming off here for Banks. There's a free kick for Carlisle in the centre of the field, about to come in a second. Again, they're up, down, these York City supporters applauding all their players tonight.
Yeah, and rightly so, though. Again, I wouldn't want to be picking the man of the match. I know usually it falls to strikers when they get a couple of goals, but honestly, you could pick anybody.
Yeah, you could pick anybody. They have all been so good tonight.
And I actually think Newby set the tempo. The amount of times he got in that little attacking space, got on the half turn and was really positive with his actions, but also out of possession as well in terms of the pressing. Been fantastic.
Free kick from Carlisle into the York City penalty area, headed clear by Stones. He's going to find Pearce without Stones.
Tell you what, they've got a break on as well. Stones has joined in.
Stones is trying to get down through the middle. Felix, can he find him? He has to go back instead to a Kitchen, who's found himself on the right hand side. Now he comes across to the left. Gives it to Banks for his first touch. He goes back to Howe. Does Banks.
Kitchen just reminds me of Big Dan Burn from Newcastle.
A little bit. I can
moves a little bit better. Moves a bit better.
Have there ever been so many players on a football pitch with ponytails?
It's changed.
Here's one of them, Ollie Banks for York City. Across this near side to Kitchen. Back again to Banks. Hunt. Banks. This is nice play from City, just trying to keep hold of possession. Kitchen's under pressure now from Whelan. And he gives away possession and finds Feeney, but that's going to be won back by Alex Hunt in the central midfield. Look at the space again for Hunt to run through. Felix wanted it as he stayed onside. Felix, he's onside, linesman. Surely he's onside. The Lancers flag goes up, he dinks it over the goalkeeper into the back of the net for a fifth, but the flag had gone up. That looked ridiculously tight, and he should not have been offside because that ball should have been played earlier.
I thought he was on. I thought he was onside.
I thought he was on.
To be fair to Felix, he checked about 3 times. Front plays it the first time he's in.
Luamba's about to come on here, the former York City player here for Carlisle. He's coming on for Armstrong. Ooh, so tight.
That is close.
He's very unlucky to be flagged off there, I think, is Felix.
He must have been feeling sorry from there. That was close.
In partnership with the Bridge Hotel and Spa Weatherby, final substitution for Carlisle United. Number 11, Junior Luamba, replacing 29, Luke Armstrong.
Robert Havercroft's not giving the welcome backs to Junior Luamba like he used to do to former players. I think someone might have had a whisper in his ear.
Yeah, that's it.
Free kick to City on halfway. Batty will take. City 4, Carlisle 0, 81 minutes on the clock. Batty goes back to Howe. Howe to the right hand side to Fagan Walcott, who gets away from Luamba. Down the right. Oh, that's a nice ball for Stones.
Player.
Stones up against his defender. Into the penalty area, Stones. Holds it up. Needs someone to play it off to. He finds that man in Batty, 25 yards from goal. Batty takes on the shot. Oh, and he's blocked on the edge of the 6-yard box by the defender, Feeney. That was headed towards goal for Dan Batty. How he would love a goal.
Yeah, that was great play. Look, started with Malachi where he dropped his shoulder and then just took a big touch past the press. Great movement from Stones. Plays Stones in. I think if Stones were a little bit more confident as he chopped inside, would have gone with his left foot, but played a lovely pass for Batty, and yeah, it was interesting watching Batty line one up with his left foot there.
Overhit cross
it well.
Banks there, and it goes behind for a goal kick.
A good play again from City.
City 4, Carlisle 0. On BBC Radio York, the seats now starting to empty in the Carlisle section and the West End overflow. 81333 on the text, start your message with the word York. 08000 321 333 on WhatsApp. Again, start your message with the word York at BBC York Sport if you want to get in touch with us tonight. Pete Spencer sitting directly in front of me live in the ground until 10 o'clock. We'll hopefully get to hear from Stuart Maynard a little bit quicker tonight after this resounding victory than we have been done in the last couple of weeks, but I'm not sure I'd put much money on him getting to us before 10 o'clock, but we'll see what we can do. If not, at BBC York Sport as soon as he has spoken, as Harrison Mail gathers at his near post.
Do you know what? Credit to their fans, by the way. You know, like, they'll be disappointed, but they're all, well, majority. So I know there's a couple leaving now, but to even get to like 83 minutes, you know, credit to them.
They don't know how much of a nightmare it can be getting out of the Vanguard car parks, I think.
yeah.
Especially when there's over 7,000 in here tonight.
Getting to Carlisle as well.
Yeah, down that left-hand side they come forward. The Carlisle shot comes in, cleared from his 6-yard box by Howe on the volley.
I know it's easy when you're 4-0 down, but since that change where they've matched York up, they've actually made more of a game of it. I know York will have took the foot off the gas a little bit, but you can see that there's not as many spare players now for York, and it's man for man.
Just outside the penalty area on that far side. It goes to Whelan. Cross comes in, headed clear once more from Howe. Feeney nods it forward. That's going to be straight to a York man though, to Batty, looking for Felix, controlled by Mugabe. He's going to come forward down the centre of the field. Now spreads it out to this right hand side to Davis. Davis will put a cross in. It's blocked immediately by Brooks, and Davis keeps it in play rather than seeing if it will spin out for the throw in. Goes back now to Macadam.
I think he's been alright, Davis, for them.
Yeah,
he's a really lively player.
Yeah, Feeney, cross into the box, deep cross. Oh, Howe came to get it. Mail came to get it. He didn't get it, and now it's going to be scrambled. Two men went for the same ball, and then they put it wide from the edge of the area. A bit of a mess at the back between Fagan Walcott and Harrison Mail. I think it's Harrison Mail's mistake there. Ryan Fallowfield is apologising to him, so maybe Fallowfield was involved too, and City got away with a rare error at the back.
Yeah, I think it's one of them though. I think the message to Harrison is they'd rather him come and collect the ball or come and get first contact, 'cause it makes it harder. He was brave to come on it. He'd seen it come the back. Just didn't get quite a clean punch on it, which just fell to the end and it looked a little bit scruffy.
Yeah, he came from a distance at Harrison Mail. It's a good first header. I think Fagan Walcott has to try and deal with that. Stones almost through there as there's a mess at the back, and he will get there in a tight angle and tries to feed it through, and the goalkeeper gets it, he got it, and he goes in! He gets his goal. There's Josh Stones from the tightest of angles. He got behind the defender Mugabe and he put the shot across goal. The goalkeeper got something on it, but it spun into the goal and just trickled in off the far post. City get a fifth. What a night for the Minster men. York City 5, Carlisle United 0.
Absolutely delighted for Stones there. Got into a 1v1 duel, out-muscled him, and then the sort of keeper got caught in between. He's just slipped it into the bottom corner. Just a bit swim for the young man. Got to remember, he's still a young man.
It's a cracking finish from that angle, and the ball just slowly rolled. I think once it went past the goalkeeper, it got the nick off him. It then started to spin because it was going wide, and it spun in off that post and just bundled over the line. Just bobbled over the line, sorry.
Yeah, really good. Yeah, I'm just a bit swim.
I think Mugabe sort of followed that on. It's not Mugabe. The other defender on the line has basically just watched that roll into his goal. If he'd have shown a bit more heart and a bit more desire, whoever that was at the far side, he could have possibly slid that out, but he's literally just watched as though it's going wide of goal.
That means a head loss.
So Stones has his goal. 3.5 minutes still to go. They are emptying now in that Carlisle away end. 5-0. What a statement this is from York City. Howe to Stones. Stones to Banks. They come forward again here, City. Banks lets his control down. His control lets him down, I should say. And Davies has it in midfield to Kelly. Now back to the experienced Gilead. To the back to Thomas. Hopefully that'll lift the confidence of Josh Stones.
Yeah, I think it'll lift the confidence in everybody, but I think the main thing is that the performance on Saturday wasn't bad. It was just the end product, and if you keep playing like that and you keep creating chances, this is what you're going to get if you keep creating them chances. But no, I'm really happy for Josh, because he never not goes out there and not give everything. He works his socks off. You know, he's still a young man, he's still learning his trade. He did come under a hefty fee, but you know, he's still learning his trade. But the one thing that he's always done since young lad, he does put the ball in the back of the net, so I'm happy for him there.
Felix tries to thread it through. Tackle comes in on him, and the blue shirts have it on the far side. Damage limitation in a big way now for Carlisle, surely in the final 2 minutes plus injury time. We certainly have been watching Super City putting on the show tonight. Across to the far side, the question now of course will be, can they continue it away from home at another championship contender at the weekend? That is a big game now.
Can't wait for it, to be fair. Can't wait for it now. Yeah, really good. When we're talking about a response, you know, when you lose a game, this is a great response.
Banks, yeah. Across to Felix, now to Banks.
Does Felix ever get tired?
He's amazing, isn't he?
Just constantly moving.
Kitchen, back to Howe. Now to Hunt. Hunt to Banks once more. Batty, first time to Kitchen. Batty cross field ball to Fagan Walcott. He's got room to come forward in here as Fagan Walcott if he wants. Instead he gives it to Felix, who's playing in that midfield role. Felix back to Fagan Walcott, who's continued his run forward. He now tries to thread it through for Stones in the penalty area. The defender will get there first. Stones will put pressure on him near the corner flag. Good tackle from him, plays it off Stones, and it goes into touch for a throw-in. But he wasn't giving up on that, Josh Stones. No idea why the referee's come chasing after Josh Stones to have a word with him. It was a fair tackle right in front of the linesman. The linesman just gives a throw-in.
Yeah, just chased it down. Centre-back got there slightly before him, took a touch down the side, and then Josh Stones goes in, full-hearted, good clean tackle.
They're trying to steal a few yards in that far corner as we enter the final 30 seconds of normal time. Oh, now they're wasting time over the throw-in by pretending to take it and then leaving it for someone else. It says it all. You're 5-0 down and you're wasting time, Carlisle United.
I think they just want to get off the pitch now.
Fallowfield wins that header. Mugabe clears. Headed forward once more by Fagan Walcott. Mugabe once more. Across the left-hand side it goes. To Jordan Jones. He's under pressure, goes back into midfield, gets it back again. 5 minutes of injury time goes up, which is possibly not enough, because there have been how many 10 subs? That's the 5 minutes by itself.
That's definitely feeling sorry for him.
Thomas, long ball forward, looking for Kelly. Kelly gets the header there, and he's... Oh, what a brilliant save. That is from Harrison Mail down into his right-hand side. I thought that was destined for the bottom corner, but he got across. There was appeals by Kitchen saying there's a push, but I don't think there was. It was a great header. They thought they'd got one back there, Carlisle. I thought they had. Harrison Mail had other ideas.
Yeah, it was a great diagonal ball there from the left-hand side, and Kelly going in and winning the first contact. And it was destined for that bottom corner, but Harrison sprung across the goal just to tip it round his right-hand side of the post.
And that was a great headed clearance from the corner as well by Fagan Walcott, the man who got this all underway on 4 minutes for York City. Oh, Joe Felix wins the tackle and wins it back over there brilliantly. Fagan Walcott to Hunt. City on the break. Hunt skips past his man. Caught. That'll be a yellow card.
How would you pick a man of the match?
Well, I've not given one yet, I don't think, have they?
I don't know how you do it.
That's
I'm
Whelan who goes
going
into the
through
book.
every player, and everybody has had an impact in the game.
Yeah, impossible. Absolutely impossible tonight to pick a York City man of the match. Oh, for it to be like this week in, week out.
That's the beauty of football, though. You never know what you're going to get, unfortunately.
No. Howe, Hunt, Batty. Well, even if it is the manager that said it, the Forest Green manager Robbie Savage never wants to over-egg the pie. He says Forest Green are the best side in this league. Oh, good ball forward here for Kitchen. Then he's caught, and the yellow card will come out against Feeney.
Just felt a little bit awkward there.
Tonight's match sponsors, Persimmon Homes, have nominated their Dutch Barn Auction Vodka.
Here's the man of the match.
York City man of the match, number 10, Ollie Pearce.
We're smiling because it's always the goal scorer, but he was brilliant tonight, as they all have been.
Yeah, no,
I think Kitchen's going to be all right here, by the way. That was a lovely move as well, the little ball, the give and go around the corner, and then he got there first, the Kitchen.
He was in. He was running in, and then they had the overload, so clever foul from them. It just felt a little bit awkward.
He's up, doesn't need treatment, Hunt's over the ball. Too far out, surely. This is exactly where Quevin Castro scored from.
Yeah, that's a long way out. Different
But Notts
technique,
County.
though. Yeah, it's a different technique, though.
Too far.
Yeah. So if
you would have thought.
Yeah, Hunt always.
He's been
goes
told to
inside.
shoot by the crowd. He's not going to. He's dink it into the back post to Howe. Free header back across the face of goal. Fagan Walcott can't get there. Thomas can't get there either. Now he's going to give it out to his man on that far side, and then he's caught by. Is that Stones who's going to get booked? Oh, yeah. Josh, don't block your cop. Oh, he has as well. Stones, no need to do that. Josh Stones gets another silly yellow card.
Fully committed, though, isn't he? It's hard to take that out of someone. How many yellows is that?
4 for him, 4 for Boateng. They're both one away from a ban. Boateng more than likely gets straight back in though, but Josh Stones.
Yeah, he needs to be playing. He needs to keep playing, getting minutes.
And all of his cards have been for ridiculous yellows. Kicking balls away, mouthing off, silly tackles like that. No need, the 5-0 up in injury time.
I know, it's hard though, because that's his game in terms of how he is. And plus, like, we keep forgetting he's still only 21, isn't he? So he's going to learn from that. But again, I would rather have somebody who's got that little bit of a habit where they've got an edge. But he does have to learn from it. And he might have to learn the hard way, unfortunately.
90 seconds to go in injury time. Should be more now. Callum Howe's been down here, doesn't need treatment. Free kick to York City at the back. City 5, Carlisle 0. I think some York City fans were coming here slightly concerned about what might happen here tonight. They have completely dominated from minute 1. Good ball over the top, but he is offside, I think, here, Ryan Fallowfield, does it? The flag doesn't go up, but he eventually does.
I don't know why he just don't put that up. You can see it.
He didn't even put it up that time. Not until after the referee blew his whistle for the offside. Free kick the goalkeeper comes to take. Down that left-hand side of the field. Held up. The blue shirts have it. 40 seconds to go. That's nice play in the centre of the field from Macadam, who's done all right for the away team. McGarvey to Feeney. Down that right channel, trying to turn the York defence. Kitchen gets something on it, runs back towards his own goal. Tries to keep it in play without giving away the corner kick. Manages so far. Is he going to win the tackle? Who's that gone off last? It's come off Brooks, and that will be a corner kick to finish this game for the away team.
He actually did well there, Kitchen. When the ball got played, I thought he was going to let it run. You could see the striker on the inside.
Look at Stones getting back to be in place to defend this set piece. Carlisle sent everyone bar one man forward here for this. City are going to send everyone back, desperate for the clean sheet bonus. And it's going to come from Davis, outswinger, deep one, back post, free header, goal, headed off the goal line virtually from Howe. Still not cleared. Felix clears it though. That's the full-time whistle. City win by 5-0. A statement performance on the biggest night of the season so far, the biggest game, and York City have trounced fellow promotion contenders Carlisle United here. Malachi Fagan Walcott with the opening goal after just 4 minutes. Then an Ollie Pearce double towards the end of the first half, a penalty, and then a nod into the goal. A poacher's finish from 1 yard as the Boateng slashed it across goal. Then in the second half, Ollie Newby with the goal of the night, really, down that right-hand side. Brilliant headed finish into the roof of the net. And then Josh Stones towards the end got in down this left-hand side. Another nice York City move, and he put it in from the tightest of angles. Carlisle did have a couple of chances. Harrison Mayle made a couple of decent saves, but they have not been in this game. York City have been superb, Mikey Morton.
Yeah, right from the start to the finish. I think, do you know what? It was an absolute brilliant performance across all different areas of the game. Like, I was trying to think there where they were weak in any time. I don't think there was. I think every player was at least a 9 out of 10. I think across all the phases of the game, I think they were on point, and a well-deserved 5-0. And if not, it could have been more.
Could have been more, Pete Spencer. What an evening for York City. They were superb. They've beaten Carlisle United by 5-0.
The stories we tell.
About the people we know.
And the places we love.
Are not just made here.
They're stories made of here.
The British Isles are globally important for nature.
Yeah, we might find that kid who's got the raw talent, who's in a back street in Preston somewhere. That'd be amazing.
The thing is...
We're moving back to Barry. What?
Made of Belfast.
Liverpool, Cornwall, Glasgow,
Newcastle,
Cardiff, York.
Made of here.
Because this is our BBC.
Getting you closer to your club and every game live.
BBC Radio York Sport.
Pete Spencer here at the LNER Community Stadium, and my gosh, what a night for York City. Victorious here in front of a sellout crowd. 7,000 here. Listen to that noise from the York City fans that are still making their way out of the stadium, away to our left-hand side. That south stand is absolutely bouncing at the moment as the York City players make their way over to take the applause from the fans. The fans have been superb. York City have been superb. What a night, Mikey Morton.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. You know, these are the nights that we like. You know, right from the start, the fans was behind the team, which we expected. But the team responded so well, you know, from Saturday. Again, we've said it before, the performance wasn't that bad on Saturday. They just didn't have that ruthless edge. But what they've done is they've flipped that tonight. They've kept the same performance levels, but they've been ruthless in front of goal.
And we said it was all about how the players responded from the disappointment of Saturday. That's some way to answer back, isn't it?
Yeah, that tells you everything about them. Again, we all know that the squad, you know, the quality in the squad, and they've just gone and shown what they're about there. But the players who started, must be like wanting to keep the shirt.
And everyone to a man tonight, taking the applause from the south stand there. The noise, that's where it's coming from, away from our left-hand side. 5 goals and 5 of the best today. A brace from Ollie Pearce, including a penalty. Malachi Fagan-Walcott opened the scoring after just 4 minutes. And really, York City looked in complete control from there. Alex Newby on the score sheet, and then Josh Stones finishing things off with his first goal here at home this season. He'd scored on the road away at Truro City. And Ollie Pearce with his jumper on. It is a little bit chilly here tonight. We had the first frost of the autumn a few days ago. There's some big coats out, but Ollie Pearce is taking a bit of time now to sign some autographs, as is Tyree Sinclair taking a few selfies down there as well. And David Ward, we spoke earlier about, in that first half, Tyree Sinclair came so close to getting that goal that he's been looking for. But I thought actually tonight, he was superb, wasn't he, down that left wing?
They were all superb. Honestly, I think it'd be so harsh to pick out a man of the match. I know Ollie Pearce has been given it, and you can't argue with that. He was superb. But to a man, they were all just so good tonight. That was the York City that I think York City supporters have been itching to see from that opening day here when they played. I can't remember who it was now who we played on the opening day of the season. But that performance was just everything that you want to see from not just a promotion challenger, a side that's challenging for promotion, but a side that you want to see challenging for the title. They were excellent from the first minute to the last. They could have scored more goals. They possibly should have scored more goals, especially in that first half. It was just chalk and cheese, say, from that Woking performance and a couple of other games. It was so much better than Saturday. Yes, they might have had the 59 entries into the box, 59 crosses, whatever the number was that Stuart Maynard talked about yesterday. But that tonight was just so much better. Blew Carlisle away.
Yeah, just more all-rounded. You know, we was talking off air before, and it was just more all-rounded. They asked so many questions of Carlisle, how they attacked, the way they went. But do you know what? You could see how hungry it was at the start, because they picked up every second ball, they played quickly. You could see that they wanted more than Carlisle, and we all know the quality in this side. You know, in terms of getting chances, you know, it's absolutely brilliant.
And Julianne Ugler has just been down to just giving us a quick wave in front of the press box here. She's been down on the pitch side to congratulate to a man every one of the York City players that made their way off the pitch there. A big embrace for Josh Stones, having got his first goal of the season here at home. And now the Carlisle United players are coming out to do their warm downs, or the players that didn't quite do the allotted miles tonight are coming to do some sprints. That's an awful thing to do after a 5-0 defeat, Mikey. When you're sending the players out, the subs, to do those sort of sprints at the end of the game, that's an awful place to be, isn't it?
I think I'd be trying to take a fine on this one and not do it.
Gone missing in the dressing room somewhere.
Yeah, I'd have been taking a fine tonight for that one. But no, it is difficult, but they know they have to do it, unfortunately.
We will do our best to bring you some reaction from the York City manager, Stuart Maynard, before we go off air at 10 o'clock tonight. Hopefully, after that result, he'll be quick to make his way up to the press box. Let's just run you through some of the full-time results from elsewhere. In the League Cup in the third round, it finished Barnsley 0, Brighton and Hove Albion 6. So York City getting 5 of the best tonight, not quite matching Brighton and Hove Albion against Barnsley there in the League Cup. Burnley 1, Cardiff City 2, Fulham 1, Cambridge United 0, Lincoln City 1, Chelsea 2. So Lincoln City of League One did lead there at home against Chelsea, but Chelsea with 2 goals within the first 5 minutes of the second half to turn that one around as well. Elsewhere, Wigan 0, Wycombe Wanderers 2, Wolves 2, Everton 0, Wrexham 2, Reading 0, and Liverpool 2, Southampton 1. That game just into injury time as well. Right, let's have a look at how things finished in the National League. Well, Forest Green Rovers managed to turn things around away at Altrincham. They were losing 1-0 in that game, managed to turn it around to come away with a 2-1 win on the road. Brackley Town 1, Truro City 0, Gateshead 0, Hartlepool United 1, Rochdale 4, Solihull Moors 1, Woking 1, Sutton United 1, and of course here at the LNER Community Stadium, York City 5, Carlisle United 0. Let's have a quick look at what that means for the table. York City then are up to 5th at the moment on 18 points, and also look at that goal difference just going up as well. So York City on 13, on plus 13 in terms of the goal difference. Carlisle down to 9, so back down into single figures in terms of the points difference. Forest Green are still top on 27 points, so they're 9 points ahead of York City at the moment. Rochdale in second on 24. Carlisle on 23 in third, having played 11 games. Boreham Wood in fourth, having played 9 games with 20 points, and York City having played 9 games on the 18 points. Southend in 6th and Scunthorpe in 7th. Of course, Scunthorpe, the Wednesday night game here in a week or so's time. And looking ahead to that Forest Green game on Saturday, that makes things so tantalising. It just really sets up that game quite nicely, David.
It does, yeah. There'll be a big crowd for Forest Green standards. There was just over 3,000, I think, 3,500, something like that there last season. I imagine it'll be something similar this season. It should be a cracking game. Forest Green will come at York. And I don't think York are the sort of side that are going to go away from home against anybody in this division, whether it's Forest Green or one of the smaller sides like Truro, and are going to sit back behind the ball and try and encourage them onto them and then try and hit them on the breaks. I think that will be a game between two sides, Mikey, who want to have a real go at each other.
I'm already looking forward to it, to be fair. You know, you look at Robbie Savage, you know, he sets that team up, they're really attacking. There's not a chance that Maynard's not going to want to go and attack the game as well. So, you know, I think it's one of them games that everybody should be tuning in or getting themselves there to the game, because I think it'll be one of the best games so far this season.
Let's go through some of your messages while we still wait for Stuart Maynard to make his way up to the press box. Muzz gets in touch and says, what a win, an Alex Hunt masterclass once again, up the boys. Paul gets in touch, he says, that's what Tuesday nights were made for, and he sends us a picture of the scoreboard there with 5 minutes in injury time. Alex gets in touch and he says, 5-star York City tonight. Fantastic performance from all of the lads. What a turnaround from Saturday, onwards and upwards, now up the Minster men. And Ian Dunn gets in touch as well. Who's Ian Dunn? What the actual? Come on, York City. Ian also says...
Banned.
Ian also says the missus will wake me up in a minute and it will be 0-0. Still, we just need Tyree Sinclair to bag his overdue goal and it would have been a cracking night. Roll on Forest Green on Flynn's 7th birthday. Happy birthday to Flynn. Let's hopefully York City can deliver another fine result on his birthday. Let's have a look at some of the text messages. Gavin Ollie in the East Stand making their way away from the stadium tonight says that's exactly why Stuart Maynard was brought in, to win the big games. What a performance. Simo says, National League beware, York City have learnt how to play in these big games and now we have turned up for a big game. And Big Daddy, listening in sunny Salou, says come on the lads, he's listening into us here on BBC Radio York. What will be the message, David, going into that next game for Forest Green for Stuart Maynard? Obviously, he's got a few days now to prepare for it. There are some players that have played a lot of minutes tonight. Do you expect another unchanged team from the one that started tonight? Do you see too many changes?
If there are no injuries, I think it's a brave manager that changes the team after that performance tonight, especially in that first half. I imagine he will say to that team now, look, we've all known that you've got this in you. Now you've done it once, you have to go and do it again. That's the only message he needs to make, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%. Well, I think I like what he's done, because he backed his performance on Saturday, knew exactly where he was missing, what he was missing. He's give them another opportunity in a bigger game. That's no disrespect to Solihull, but like a big game which we knew was going to be set up for the season. They've come out and delivered, and then he's probably just going to stick with the same side and give them another go.
Yeah, and why not indeed. Let's just round things up and by bringing you the results further down the footballing pyramid tonight. In the Northern Counties East League Premier Division, it finished Rossington Main 0, Tadcaster Albion 1. So Taddy now move 4 points clear at the top of the Premier Division there. Barton Town 1, Knaresborough Town 1. Barton with a 90th minute equaliser there to dash the hopes of Borough on the road. And in the Northern League, it finished Northallerton Town 3, West Auckland Town 1. So those are how the local games elsewhere finished tonight. Mikey, Harrison Mail, in terms of that goal, I know he didn't have a lot to do tonight, but he had to make some big saves, especially that one in injury time, to keep the score at 5-0 and obviously keep that clean sheet as well. So important.
Yeah, I've known Harrison since he was a young lad. He's an absolute winner. He doesn't like conceding goals, but he's always had it since a young lad. He's really reactive around his goal. But the big thing for me, he's still not old for a goalkeeper. He's so good how he stays switched on. So even on Saturday, there was a couple of times where the ball got played over the top. He'd not had anything to do for long periods of time. Comes and sweeps up the back line. Then tonight he's had hardly nothing to do, and then he's had a couple of big moments where he's had to come and get first contact. And then later on pull off that save. Well, two good saves actually. One where the one came back across his goal, where he's had to adjust his feet to spring out, and then that save against Kelly there, if you were stood where we were stood, that was going straight in off the post, and how he got across the goal and tipped it around, it was brilliant. And like we said, he's probably been fighting for that clean sheet bonus.
Yeah, exactly. So you mentioned that point blank save that he had to make where he tipped it over the bar, and that one where he just pushed it round the post as well. Superb from the York City goalkeeper as well tonight. As we were saying, David, you'd struggle to pick out just one player or a couple of players from that performance. To a man, they were all superb. Stuart Maynard went with a back three as well today. We did question whether or not he might switch that with it, but I think Carlisle were playing two up top, so actually they looked fairly comfortable there at the back, didn't they, with three at the back?
They were very comfortable, especially in that first half. Carlisle, let's be honest, Carlisle are a better side than what we've seen tonight. City have made Carlisle look poor. Now, whether Carlisle had an off night as well, I think it's probably fair to say they did, but how much of that was down to York City tonight? A lot, I would suggest. Carlisle are a better side than that. This result will more than likely not define the rest of their season. Let's be honest, they're still going to be up there at the end of the season, and if you finish above Carlisle United at the end of this season, I would suggest you've still got a very, very good chance, Mikey, of being champions.
Yeah, I think that'll be a bit of a shock to them, but when you look at the experience right from the management team through to the players, I think it'll take them a good 48 hours or so to get over it, but I'm pretty sure they'll use their experience and come back. I think there's two things. They were off it and York were on it, but I think the credit goes to York to start with because of how they started the game, got the early goal, and really put them on that front foot. But there was just loads of little tweaks that was really good tonight, like how York went into the back five with Felix, so they didn't leave any players exposed, and then also pressed well with the front three, and it just caused problems for Carlisle. So massive credit to Maynard and the team, and all they've got to do now is just take that confidence and take it into the next game.
Yeah, they need to back it up, don't they? And that's as far as we go tonight. Reaction from the York City manager Stuart Maynard will be available at BBC York Sport. City move up to 5th in the National League. Carlisle drop to 3rd, and we're going to leave you with the goals tonight. Becky Want is next after the 10 o'clock news, but we'll leave you with the goals for York City, and there's plenty to get through. Good night.
And Carlisle slow to clear. Felix nicks in the near post, tapping the back post. City take the lead. He went across goal. It's Fagan Walcott. He's there for the tap in from 3 yards. Terrible marking from Carlisle. They went completely to sleep. Plays it over the top for Pearce as he stayed on side. Pearce is through on goal. He's on far left hand side. 1-on-1 angle. Pearce skips a penalty. Surely a penalty. It has to be. And that should be a yellow card for the goalkeeper. York City have a penalty. Brilliant move again. Here he comes, right footed. Down the middle. 2-0, Ollie Pearce. How? Then nods it forward. Well, Fagan Walcott just fall to angle. Here he goes. It's headed in. 3-0. That's a nice ball over the top from Hunt. Round the back on that right hand side. City get there first. Cross in the middle. UV header. 4-0. What a header! What a move from York City down that far side! City have a 4th. It's champagne football! Fagan Walcott has to try and deal with that. Stone's almost through there as there's a mess at the back, and he will get there in a tight angle and tries to feed it through. The goalkeeper gets a nick on it, and he goes in! He gets his goal! There's Josh Stones from the tightest of angles. He got behind the defender Mugabe, and he put the shot across goal. The goalkeeper got something on it, but it spun into the goal and just trickled in off the far post. City get a 5th. What a night for the Minster men. York City 5, Carlisle United 0.
On the BBC Sounds app, on your smart speaker,
Play BBC Radio York.
and on your radio.
The sounds of North Yorkshire is
BBC Radio York.
At 10, with your BBC News, I'm Anna Murray. Good evening. President Trump has described Russia as a paper tiger and mocked its inability to advance further into Ukraine. In a social media post following his speech at the United Nations General Assembly, the US president said a real military power could have won the war in a week. He also suggested that with financial support from Europe and NATO, Ukraine was in a power to win back all of its territory. But Kurt Volker, the former US Special Representative for Ukraine negotiations, says the president doesn't seem to be increasing America's support for Kyiv.
He's trying to indicate that he's more on Ukraine's side. However, absent from that post was any statement about what the United States would do. It is all about Europe, NATO, will sell weapons if people buy them. But he seems to be taking a distance from any engagement in trying to help Ukraine actually win.
Meanwhile, a man's been convicted of attempting to kill Donald Trump during the run-up to last year's presidential election. Ryan Ruth was accused of planning to assassinate Mr. Trump while he was golfing in Florida. Ruth tried to stab himself in the neck with a pen after hearing the verdict. Sir Ed Davey has criticised the Reform UK leader Nigel Farage in his closing speech at the Liberal Democrat conference. He warned that under Mr Farage, Britain would resemble Donald Trump's America, with a privatised NHS and relaxed gun laws, a suggestion that he's been denied by Reform. And he said the Liberal Democrats were on the side of the British people.
If you're fed up with the two old parties letting you down, if you're scared of the rise of racism and extremism, if you believe in decency, tolerance and the rule of law, join us, because we believe in the British people. We love our country, and together we can change it for good.
The University of Bradford has a higher proportion of black and ethnic minority students than any other university in England and Wales. According to an annual guide, students from minority backgrounds account for 85.5% of the university. Professor Yuji Archibong is the Pro-Vice-Chancellor.
Social inclusion is in our blood. How we are very genuine and authentic about the work we do. We are very, very deliberate in ensuring that we promote social mobility, social justice.
The celebrated cricket umpire Dickie Bird has died at the age of 92. Announcing his death, Yorkshire County Cricket Club described him as a national treasure and one of the sport's most beloved figures. A new research by the University of Portsmouth has suggested the behaviour of female crabs could be influenced by underwater electric power cables. Researchers raise concerns that this could disrupt where female crabs lay their eggs and impact population levels. You're up to date. It's coming up to 3 minutes past.